Shalom, 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 shalom. Welcome to another True Disciples of Christ Bible study. Going to do it a little different tonight. Thumbs up as you come in the room. We're going to talk about a very controversial topic, a topic that typically upset most people in society when it's brought up. So we're going to go into this topic tonight. This topic, most women often frowned upon. And the topic is society conditioned not to see abuse of men by women? Is society, let me go back and change this, man. Let's see the title, there's a typo in the title, conditioned to see, not conditioned to see abuse of men by women. It's the title alone have a tendency to upset people. General Yashabi. Title alone, Benaya, upset. And there's a deluge of women that will realize that this is going on, but literally deny it. What do you have to say about that, good brother Benaya?
Hey, shalom. It's definitely a real issue. I've seen women, family members, hit men, and if the tables were turned, it would be a whole different situation. The constables would be on patrol then. But this is a very, very kind of underlying topic that doesn't really get talked about. But when it does, you know how Eve likes to go. Oh well, he shouldn't have provoked me or this and that. If you hit a man, it, it goes same ways. It goes
Right.
both
I
ways.
mean, not just Eve, but I mean society in general.
Right.
Society, I mean, people literally become angry if you go and talk to not just the average woman, but the average yes man. He
Con,
becomes
con,
very angry.
con.
He becomes very angry when you bring up this topic. And the question is society conditioned not to see abuse of men by women? I gotta really heavily emphasize because if I don't, you know how they're gonna receive that? Abusive men. So I try to emphasize that word of, the abuse of. Maybe I should go back and capitalize that thing. The abuse of men by women. Is this society conditioned not to see this abuse? We like to ask women. What I learned also, General Yashabim, there's some women that will actually pretend that they're in favor of these type of issues, because I mean the reason that I came out with the title "A Spokesman for Men" is not becoming I'm a misogynist. It's because I really see, as many of you men could bear witness, that there is no outlet. There is no one that actually want to hear about abuse on men. Yeah, I mean, what's that boy's name? Um, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's story should tell you, man, that this abuse does literally take place. See, now I know a lot of you are thinking just physical abuse, But I'm gonna I ask you to open your mind. Hey, Bernard, give me the precept. Looks like y'all should be my default falling out. Give me the precept about in the book of Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, women, children shall rule over them, and women shall be their oppressors. See, this is what we're seeing today is prophetic. It's Bible prophecy. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking I'm referring to only just physical abuse. I really need men and women to listen. This is not attacking women, it's bringing out the truth. The truth will make you mad and make you free if you could just subside to anger and overcome it. The truth will make you mad and make you free. See, there's other ways that women can abuse men. You see, when a woman tricks a man into getting pregnant so she could get a child support check, that is abuse. If a woman goes out, she used sex. A woman can sexually abuse a man. A man say, I don't want to do it. And I've literally had women to do that to me. She keeps funneling you and trying to make you have sex. But if it was in the reverse, the male would be charged with rape. Well, I don't want to, that's a trigger word. I don't want to use that word. He would be charged with ravishing her. But when she does it to the male, it's not the same. Women have been known, and I've had a few that have actually tried this to me in the past, to literally lie and say they was on birth control. You sit down and you tell them, Benaiah, I do not want children with you. I don't want any children. This is consensual sex. No babies. And she'll lie, oh yeah, I'm on the pill. And come to find out, she's not. She's trying to set traps. See, that's a form of abuse that's not being talked about. And guess what, Benaiah? When she get pregnant, the system is so biased that the man can't say, I don't want to have that baby. Because she's demented and she's going to use the baby as a weapon to drain me of child support. The court, I mean, it's obvious. Let's be honest, man. Once the man ejaculates in her, according to this legal system that we're living in, the man has no say-so. Now stop me where I'm lying at. Stop me where I'm lying at.
No, you're right.
This is true, man. This is something people really need to listen to. This society, men have to move to change it. You really have to move to change it. Now, there's other women, they'll lie. They'll say they wanted to be in a relationship with the man, and when they get pregnant, they disappear because the original intent was to use that baby for a weapon to get support for the next 18 to 20. That should be a crime against that. It should be a crime against the legal system. Men should be able to sue the legal system for being biased and discriminative against men. Why are there no laws? Every community has laws that protect them. And this doesn't deal with color, brothers. This is dealing with men in general. There's women rights. There's gay rights. There is no such thing as men rights. I don't give a damn if you're a so-called white man, a so-called black man, or whatever. So, brothers, we need to talk. Women set up traps with that's a form of abuse. They're verbally abusive. And when it's brought to the attention, the typical woman would typically say, well, both of them are wrong. Even if the woman, initiated the problem, she'll say they're both wrong because the man was responding in defense. Hey, Bernard, you hear about how the woman tried to go in the trash can and get the condom that Drake threw in the trash can?
Con,
And
con.
put it he put hot sauce on the damn condom, and she stuck it up in her box, and it was burning the heck out of her. And
Right.
don't you know we had females that were saying that he was wrong for that?
She tried to trap him.
Yeah,
She
and this is
literally
what I'm
tried to.
talking about. That is a form of abuse.
Con.
They set up vagina traps. And this system, I'm telling you, man, every man that's undergoing this problem needs to get in contact with me, because we need to start a revolutionary movement for every woman that's victimized a man. And so many of you men do not know what to look for. By the way, if you have not purchased my book, A Spokesman for Men, Real Swagger, I will highly encourage you to click the link under this video and go and order my book, A Spokesman for Men, Real Swagger. And by the way, I'm working on another book right now on relationships as we speak. So I'm not just limited to the common law. I'm not just limited to the Bible, but I'm limited to these issues that is actually plaguing men. Men are actually being victimized. I posted the link in the room. You definitely should go and purchase my book. So with that being said, we're going to go into this. Because a lot of men do not realize that they have been abused, and they say, oh no, I can't, she can't possibly be abusing me. She's too little. Size has nothing to do with much of the abuse that I'm talking about. Now the question is, General Yashabin keeps falling out. But now, can a woman abuse a man? Is a question. Can a woman abuse a man? That's the question.
Con.
Come on,
Yes.
yes.
Con.
Meaning yes. But does it happen very much? Does it happen often? See, a lot of people say, most women will say, well, it don't happen very much. It doesn't happen often. Well, wrong. It happens a lot more than you will believe, and more than society will have you to believe. There are more abused men than you might think. And there are more abusive women than you might think. Let's start right there. So this definitely needs to be discussed. And we ask that you, and I'm going to eventually open this up, because we need to talk about this. This needs to be resolved, right? A lot of you say that now I agree that the average man is bigger than the average woman. You go on that myth that the idea that the woman can't hurt a man, that's just a cultural myth. Just because a woman on average is smaller than a man, it doesn't mean she can't hurt the man. Size doesn't matter in many of the situations that I'm going to discuss tonight. To be more specific, size matters somewhat, but it isn't everything. A girlfriend, like you guys call her, or a wife can hurt her boyfriend or husband legally, which happens so much, brothers, physically, emotionally, psychologically, financially, spiritually, physically, and sexually. We need to talk about these things. This needs to be brought before the world court because this is occurring all over the world. Don't matter whether you so-called black, so-called white, so-called Asian. If you are a man, you could very well be the subject of abuse, and society will look to you as the victimizer and you are the victim. I've known incidents, Benaya, when the man called the police because he was being attacked by the woman and he went to jail. I know several situations like that. See, we are conditioned not to see abuse of men. I'm going to say that again, Clean, Remy. Society has conditioned us, both men and women, not to see the abuse of men. We have been using men abusing women as a definite, a partner abuse. It's definitive. A partner abuse. Well, the man must abuse it. He automatically come in and arrest the guy. That's a skewed way of defining partner abuse, and it blinds us to recognizing abuse when it looks different. When the woman is abusing the male, that difference might be that genders are flipped or that the abuse happens in different ways. In these ways, we need to discuss, brothers, sisters, ladies, men, girls, boys. Some ways women abuse men and look very familiar to ways men abuse women, but the genders are flawed. You got that precept in 9, Isaiah 3 and 12.
Come on. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Let me ask you this, Benai. In our communities, who's mostly raising the children?
Woman.
The woman is. So who's typically responsible for their behaviors and why they're oppressing their parents and elderly people and having these teenage pregnancies and getting them so involved in these shootings? She's responsible.
The woman.
She's assumed the role of both parents. See, women fail to admit that the reason that most men leave is because she refused to play her appropriate role, which is under your man. Contrary to what society is telling you, your man is your boss. He's your headship. That's the divine order in 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. And every woman that's not willing to do that, you're never going to be happy. And you're never going to have a high value man. Ever. Ever. So just as, finish that thing out, Benai.
Come on. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
So the Most High is saying through his prophet, Yeshaya, or as many of you say, Isaiah, that women lead men cause what, Benaiah?
To err.
Cause you to go in error. So the Most High is saying that's not natural. Now, all the so-called Christian women that claim to believe in the Bible will not accept this particular precept. Why? Because you've been conditioned to be too masculine. And that energy turns off a high-value man. I don't want a woman that's masculine, man. It just won't work. If a woman is going back and forth with me, you can forget about it. You're just simply going to be replaced by someone that's more submissive. That's just the bottom damn line. No matter how much you pout and whatever, you will be replaced by someone that's more submissive and knows her place. And you could take that one way. He want a woman to be barefooted. No, I'm not saying that. But there's an order in this world. Every organization has a head And in my home, I'm the leader. And if you can abide by that, you can pack it up and get the heck out. I'll replace you like you replace your shoes. And every man needs to take on that mentality. You have to stand up and be men again. Stand up and be men. So just because a woman might be smaller or less physically strong than her male partner doesn't mean she can't inflict physical pain on him, injure him, or even kill him. You see? Physical abuse of a man by a woman often looks different than the picture that we automatically get in our minds when we think about domestic violence. See, when you think of domestic violence, General Yashabin, they always, when you see it on these infomercials, it's always a woman that's battered up with black eyes. They never see it. You never see a male. It's been abused. See, physical abuse of a male by a woman often looks different than the picture that's automatically engendered into our minds about domestic violence. Because the classic domestic violence picture, again, is one of a man overwhelming a woman with his strength and beating her with his fist. Sometimes women, oftentimes, many times, come after their male partners in a similar way. But often, women who are physically violent with their male partners use methods that overcome their size and strength's disadvantage. She may get the kitchen cleaver and carve up her husband like she carves up a turkey on Thanksgiving. Physically violent women can overcome their strength's disadvantage in many ways. And I'm going to tell you some of these ways, Ali Israel. Is that Moray Ali? Is that Nefertali? I don't know. They could use surprise attacks. The use of objects, either as direct weapons or projectiles. Striking when their prey is in a vulnerable position while he's driving, while he's asleep, while he's drunk, while he has his back turned. You understand? Counting on their partner not to strike back, or soliciting the help of others to attack him. Some abusive behaviors of these women are available to them for use on men specifically because of their gender as a female. As a woman, female to male sexual abuse may look very different than what we usually focus on when we talk about sexual abuse, but it happens. And we're going to bring it to the forefront tonight. That's because we have only focused on the male to female sexual abuse. See, as a culture, we've come to think of sexual abuse as men forcing themselves on women sexually. Sometimes women sexually abuse men by forcing themselves on a partner. How many of you ever have that happen? I've had it happen several times, guys. Other times, they sexually abuse men in ways that take advantage of the maleness and the femaleness in other ways. See, it is sexually abusive, men. Don't get it twisted. It is sexually abusive for a woman to manipulate men with sex. That is a form of abuse. Using sex to lure, to trap. She used sex to get pregnant, to trap the man into paying her support because she's sluggish, she's a loser, and she want a lifestyle against that man, or for that man, because that man is fairly successful or very successful. So she's using sex to lure and trap, using sex as a reward and as a punishment. If the man doesn't behave the way she wants to behave, she deny him sex. That is a form of abuse in a marriage. She punishes him by not giving him sex. That is abuse. It is sexually abusive for a woman to get pregnant. That's sexual abuse, man. See, there ought to be crimes against this, and we need to write this up and take it to Congress and get it put into record. Because we have a one-sided bias system, and guess what? Kahan Tazadoctrine is prepared to lead this movement. It is sexually abusive for a woman to get pregnant accidentally on purpose so that she can capture a man as a partner or a source of financial support. Any man in the room that disagree with me, give a thumbs down right now. Are you in agreement, Benaya? Are you in agreement, Yashabi?
Absolutely.
It is sexually abusive for women to get pregnant accidentally or on purpose so that she could capture a man as a husband or as a partner or a source of financial support, but it happens daily. Now stop me where I'm lying at. It is sexually abusive for women to falsely accuse men of a sex abuse, but it doesn't happen. But she goes free. Why? Why? Let me give you a real life story. Right? People like stories. Let me give you a real life story. Here's a story that illustrates both sexual abuse of a man by a woman and the cultural conditioning that leads us to discount even when we come face to face with it. See, there's a lot of women and you weak men. You soys, right? You simps. When you come face, and you women, you masculine women, even when you come face to face with it, you will deny it. And that is wrong, wrong, wrong. I was at a gathering once and struck up a conversation with, I would say she was probably a middle-aged woman who was a friend of one of my friends. Now, in response to her asking, what do I do? I mentioned that one of my specialties is the abuse of men by women. I'm a stand for men and women that love them. She said, huh? I was really abused by my ex-husband. She backed this statement up by describing some major manipulative moves her husband used against her. But after listening to this woman and hearing her out, I said, actually, my specialty is the abuse of men by women, the abuse of men by women. She was startled. She had a shock response. What she say, Yashabi? Does that happen? Does that happen? So our conversation continued with me explaining some of the ways women abuse men. And when I mentioned that one of the ways is purposefully trapping a man with an unplanned pregnancy or then getting pregnant and disappear so that you could get money for a man, some financial gain. She said, that happened to my son. That happened to my son. So she began to explain. She said, my son was planning to break up with his girlfriend, but came to me crying, like a big sissy. Wow. Saying that she had just told him she was pregnant. He said he had to do the horrible thing and marry her. Now, luckily for this woman's son, his mom was savvy enough to ask if he was sure she was pregnant and that he'd go to the doctor's appointments with her. His questions literally instigated her son to question his girlfriend and press that he had to be allowed to be at her parental appointments. So eventually the girlfriend revealed that she wasn't even really pregnant at all. But she was using that as a trap to get this man to marry her. You see how that works? That's abuse, guys. That's abuse, ladies. This woman had labeled her ex-husband's manipulation as abusive. Watch this, but had not been able to see the malicious manipulation of her son's girlfriend as an abuse until she engaged in conversation with Kahan Tazadoctrine. Do you understand? Do you understand? Now I want to ask you men, what is partner abuse? See, partner abuse is a pattern of controlling, demeaning, and or punishing behaviors and attitudes with dating, cohabiting, or marriage partner during or after a relationship. Now, this could take many forms, so let me give you a clue what I'm talking about, right? It could be verbal abuse, it could be sexual abuse, it could be financial abuse, it could be physical abuse, spiritual abuse, legal abuse, or emotional psychological abuse. How many of you experience these things as men? See, if you have a verbally abusive girlfriend or wife, you're not alone, brother. Verbal abuse of men by women is probably as common as verbal abuse of women by men, but it's not talked about. Verbal abuse ranges from ragefully yelling to passive aggression. Passive aggression. Silence. See, it can be in your face bullying or performed in a more backdoor, subservient way, right? Subversive, should I say. Subversive way. See, partner abuse have three motives. Three motives. Watch this. Watch this. Driving their behaviors. Demean, control, or punish. That is the intent of this abuse. Demean, control, or punish. Verbally abusive women can achieve their goal to demean, control, or punish loudly or quietly. See, General Elisha B, some of these women are quiet demons. They don't say much. But they're quiet demons. They have ill intent. Verbally abusive tone and body language. The partner abused with words. Verbal abuse might be more properly called communication abuse. It isn't just words that are the mechanism of abuse. The tone, the body language can also be abusive tools. Abusive tone and body language can range from coy to aggressive. See, a particular woman may use many different forms of tone and body language to demean, control, or punish, or she may have methods of choice that she has honed the art of performing. Abusive body language, they come in a variety of forms. So let me tell you guys about some of them so you know what to look for. Pouting. Seducing. Seducing, that's right. Looking or turning away. Walking away. Finger pointing. Right? Withdrawing. Showing a fist. Smirking. Temper tantrums. Crying. You see? Menacing. Eye rolling. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or a demeaning, controlling, or punishing glance. See, an abusive glance can send a message that the target of the glance has been trained to understand through previous experience. The message may be, you're stupid. You understand what I'm talking about? Or you better not do that. Or I'm mad at you. See, abusive tone, it can take many avenues also. It could be seductive. It could be fragile. It could be helpless. It could be intimidating. It could be condescending, loud, aggressive, threatening, silent, whiny, coy, teasing, charming. All of this is abuse, guys. You just don't know what to look for. See, the twisting, the manipulative intent seems to even come through in sound of the word, right? To elate or obtain by flattery, gently pleading or insincere language, conjuring. See, that's the word, COJOLING. Not all incidents, good brothers, of the use of these forms of tone and body language are necessarily abusive. A confusing aspect of spousal abuse is actually deciphering when behavior is abusive and when it is normal. See, each potentially abusive behavior can be placed on a continuum that spans from non-abusive to very abusive. The difference between abusive and healthy behaviors is often found in the motivation of it. Abusive behaviors have the motivations to demean, control, or punish. See, a woman may cry, pout, or turn away simply because she's sad. She may also cry to control, you understand? Pout to manipulate, or turn away to punish. Repetition is also an element that moves behaviors from less abusive to more abusive, right? Everyone gets irritable occasionally, right? Being abrupt and raising your voice once in a while doesn't meet the criteria for being called abusive. That behavior lands towards the non-abusive end, right? But on the other hand, repeatedly being abrupt and yelling, demeaning, threatening words in an extort to control is abusive. Unless it's the response to true danger. Do you understand? Let me give you guys some signs. I'll give you 13 signs, Romeo. Minimum wage, of verbally abusive wives or your so-called girlfriend. Threatening, controlling, demeaning, histrionic, fault-finding. You're never right, brother. Humiliating, berating, mocking, biting sarcasm, name-calling, pushing her agenda until you give in. You yes men. Circular arguing and the silent treatment. These are all forms of abuse, good brother. Now, I mentioned the term histrionic. Histrionic are behaviors that are overwhelmingly or overly emotional and melodramatic. Women who are histrionic keep their partners busy trying to put out fires in order to avoid the overreaction. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Super crying. See, this is an example of a histrionic behavior. It is over the top crying that serves to get a woman what she wants. And you weak men, you fall for it. To avoid or divert attention. See, it can be used to punish her partner for having even tried to have a conversation about something important to him. She started crying. I've talked to men that's actually recounted stories of being met with a super crying woman when they try to talk to their wives about finances. In each case, the women controlled the money. And in each case, it was eventually exposed that the bills weren't paid or money was missing. The
God,
client achieved the goal of shutting down the husband's ability to discover the financial manipulations. General Yashibin said, "Come on, tell us about it, Yashibin."
yep, it happened to me about 3, 4 years ago. I was for my personal situation, I had a plan, a 10-year plan, and what I charged my wife with at the time was to save money. Now, I was, very productive, and just to give an example, I made over consistently between $1,500 and $2,700 a week more than what was needed, more than what was needed. And when certain dates came up, it was her responsibility to set up for vacations, and all I did was choose a place and keep it going. And it was exposed after getting out the service that for a little over 2.5 years, money's been being moved out of the accounts, and it looks like it was getting paid. So I didn't do my diligence. I did not do my diligence at all, even though I had a plan of looking at what was being spent every Wednesday, and then every first Wednesday of the month, look at what needed to be paid for the following month. For planning purposes, money was just being moved between accounts, but things weren't getting paid the previous 2.5 years on and on. Completely destroyed the credit and everything. And ended up finding out after after looking at things for myself. I'm like, okay, 10 years is up. This is year 11. It's time to step back from hustling so hard. Want to spend more time on my eldest son. And then that's when things started to get exposed, and yeah, then she ended up going in the opposite direction. Once getting exposed, getting upset. So yeah, I know that all too well, brothers. So listen and hear this well.
Yeah, I mentioned one of the terms was humiliating. I was talking to a brother from that channel. My channel is Spokesman for Men. If you're not subscribed to a Spokesman for Men in the channel Tazadoctrine, subscribe to it. I'm running that right now on that platform as well. So humiliating, right? I once had a brother say that no social event seemed safe where he was attending with his ex-wife as a couple. He say as time progressed, he literally despised showing up at social functions, at parties, and family gatherings because even though his wife, now ex-wife, was a very bright lady, the ex will artfully manage to introduce her distorted stories about him in the conversation with friends, acquaintances, or even complete strangers. You see, if a woman was caught bragging about her husband's good deeds, often with misty eyes and deep sighs, his ex would compliment the spouse and then tell how lucky a woman she was in comparison to herself in front of his friends and relatives. She was always putting him down. The man said he was a constant target and openly accused of never doing or saying anything right. The brother got tired of it, eventually left. And if cold looks and mistrust could kill, the man said, I would have died a long time ago. You see, brothers, not all incidents of abuse and forms of body language may be necessarily, noticeable. It's threatening, controlling, demanding, histrionic, fault finding, berating, humiliating, mocking, biting, sarcasm, name calling, pushing her agenda until this man gives in. She puts her agenda. And she got this circling anger. Everything's negative. When you're around her, everything's just negative, man. What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? What is it meant by economic or financial abuse? See, financial abuse is manipulation. It's manipulation of finances in a way that abuses another person or people economically, or the use of economic resources to manipulate another, like pregnancy. You're the woman, sit down, General Yashabin, and I want to have a baby. Supposed to be using contraceptions, you find out she's not. She purposely got pregnant, have the baby, then break off with you and want support. Or you might volunteer to have a baby with her. Then once you have the baby, her personality utterly changed because she used that baby as a weapon to trap that man because she saw that man was a success. She wanted what he has. That should be illegal, and we as men have to move against it now. We got to move against it, man. We got to change these statutes that's on the books that's biased against men. See, economic abuse can be used as control. She controlled the man by saying, if you don't be with me, I'm going to put you on child support. Demean, punish. Financial domestic abuse happens when a partner uses money or economic resources to control, demean, or to punish. That control may be the control of a partner, or it may be control of finances or the resources in a way that is to manipulate the partners to a disadvantage. What does it look like? What does financial abuse look like, Prez? What does it look like, man? Financial abuse can look like stealing money, right? She stole money from the guy. Causing property damage. What was that stupid song? I bust the windows out your car. Remember that dumb song?
Yeah, man.
How many women do that?
Come on.
Go and cut your tires. That's financial abuse. Or misusing money. You gave her money, like General Yashabin was saying earlier, to pay bills she spent it on clothes. See, financial abuse is anything that interferes with your right to make decisions about your money, including debt manipulation, withholding the money. Both of you are working, she's withholding her money. Or enabling an abusive partner's financial responsibility. Now, let me give you a look. Let me paint a mental picture because I'm advocating this. Let's take a look at examples of financial abuse when it is used to control, demean, or punish. Case in point, right? Your partner gets in the way of your ability to work. She won't allow the children to calm down. You can't work. She gets in the way. Your partner coerces you to work an unreasonable amount in order to meet her needs, to have unreasonable things. Your partner has a secret bank account. That's financial abuse. Your partner controls finances, the access to the finances. Your partner steals from the family business. See, all this is financial abuse, brothers. Your partner spends unreasonable amounts of money that you became responsible to pay. This is abusive.
Big one.
How can it be demeaning though? Your partner makes fun of you for not being able to buy her unreasonable things. See, it's demeaning. That's a demeaning behavior. Your partner exerts unreasonable control over your access to funds. See, these are demeaning. But how can they be punishing? Your partner throws out or cuts up your clothes because she got mad. She cut up your clothing. Punishing. Your ex-partner forces you to spend large amounts of money on a divorce, legal battle, over unreasonable things in order to punish you for leaving her. Both of you and her agreed never to get on child support. She deliberately goes and gets something like some Medicaid or Medicare, and here they come at the man for child support. She knew what she was doing, guys. What are some of the signs, Clayton, Holmes, of financial domestic abuse against men? See, the female or male financial abusive ways and means of manipulating or manipulative behaviors by these abusive women are very diverse. She may be getting you to buy her things, controlling the finances, restricting access to the financial information, demanding that you make more money, misuse the funds when you do, stealing from you or the family, ruining your credit, keeping the family financially burdened because of what she wants, refusing to contribute financially to the family. She's on her sorry, you know what, and won't work, limiting his ability to work and destroying his property. Do you understand, man? Do you understand? See, male gender role training that says men need to prove that they can provide financially for their partners and potential or actual families set men up to be vulnerable to women who wish to take advantage of them financially. You men need to start asking, what do you have to offer me? What do you bring to the table? See, that shuts that whole thing down, Yashabi. See, though the women have actually made great strides in equal rights with men, such as these vastly increased occupation choices, many still have hung on with a death grip to unequal rights that favor women, like men paying for everything, from dinner to diamonds to literally everything. Women love to capitalize on that thing. See, many of you men are conditioned. You're conditioned to not question their role as a gift giver and can't quite put their fingers on what feels so awful if they're taken advantage of in that particular way. If they do consciously think that it's unfair, most of you men are ashamed to admit it. And then you'll find little support of people in that particular view. See, I know a man that had a woman. She was just a girlfriend, so-called girlfriend, right? And this girlfriend often traveled internationally for her jewelry business. She talked him into giving her money to purchase her engagement ring on one of her trips by convincing him that she could get a great deal through her contacts. She came back from the trip with a diamond ring and all seemed good, right? Now imagine her shock then when her husband showed up at the door one day. You see that? The woman was married. This fiance to him, wife of another man, didn't travel for business. This was her cover story for not being available all of the time. Do you men get it? These women have all sorts of traps. How much of his money she pocketed and how much she spent on her engagement ring is unknown, but certainly neither was returned to this man. How many of you suckers out there like that? You remember to wake up and smell the coffee. You notice
David.
David. Yasha, babe, you don't see one woman in this call, in the comment section. Not one. You know why? Because you cannot come against it. You don't see one.
Wow, you are right. Huh?
See,
That's crazy.
It's all men. But this right here is validating that no one wants to hear this. But it has to be discussed, and it's up to us men to fix it. We gotta fix it, brothers. See, a lot of women may control their family finances because they are the major earners of their families. But even if a woman is not bringing in the bulk of the family income or any of the family income, she may still control the family purse strings because of a lot of weak men.
God, no lie, man. I did it out of sheer convenience. You know what I mean? Since she didn't have to work, so to me, it only made sense. And I was just a bad supervisor. I didn't know what I know now. But I'm gonna tell you, man, wise up, listen well. Do not make the same mistake. Look at what you are commanding your household to do and make sure it's getting done. Point blank, period.
Let me tell you another story about this guy that came to me for help, man, for my channel, a spokesman for men. This man found out that he separated from his wife. He and his estranged wife had several years of unpaid taxes. He had given her the money to pay taxes each year. He thought she paid the taxes each year, but she did not. He had trusted her to handle the family finances and bookkeeping for his business. This man was raggedy with physical demands of the business, and she appeared to be taking care of the bills. Now, occasionally, he had attempted to get more information about how many things were being paid and how things was going financially, but she would either divert his attention or accuse him of creating too much work for her. But guess what his wife was doing? His wife spent lavishly on herself while she always talked him out of buying whether appropriate gear that he needed for his work or anything else that he wanted. See, his requests for some of the income for his business were met with an emotionally filled excuse that they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford to purchase it. See, that's a man that's letting that woman run his home, man. She always managed to convince this man there wasn't enough money to go around. And so he had to sacrifice for the family. And so when this man found out, he described the feeling he had after years of the same money for her, none for him scenarios as fragile fatigue. And when this man underwent a divorce, it took forensics accounting to weed through this mess that this woman had created on his business.
Dang.
To add the insult to the injury, or more accurately, injury to the injury, after the divorce settlement left them each responsible for half of the back taxes. The ex-wife filed for innocent spouse, folks, with the IRS. And despite that very strong documentation the man submitted to the IRS to refute her claim, the IRS awarded this woman innocent spouse status, making him totally responsible to pay the tax debt that the couple had incurred together. Then if that ain't wicked, then you tell me what is. You tell me what is. If that's not abuse, then you tell me what is. If that's not domestic violence against men, see, you guys are always thinking physically, then you tell me what is. Men are targets. Men, you must start thinking differently. It's imperative. What was you going to say, Yashabir? David.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Now, a lot of that has some similarities because whenever, and I just kind of got hip to it when I started making those changes. But whenever asking about if a man, if any of you men, if you fall into that category, even if you don't, if you asking your woman about money and she get emotional, aggravated, crying, you already know something's wrong. You already know something is wrong. It doesn't even necessarily have to be about money, but that's just the topic at the moment. If you asking a simple question, no tone, non-emotional, serious, trying to take care of business and plan, a woman get to crying or diverting your attention and stuff, you know something is wrong. So you just might as well go ahead, bite the bullet, and expect the worst, and then make moves to fix it. Because that's like the worst thing to put your time and energy into something for so many years and to walk away with less than nothing. Not just zero breaking even, but in the hole. That's crazy. That's enough to make any man go crazy.
Lose it. Just lose it.
Yeah. Straight
so
up.
The suicide rate is so high amongst men. Would you say, Benign?
No, I was agreeing that that's enough to make somebody do a double homicide, unfortunately.
Postal, man. Go postal. So Rock, is it any wonder that Sirach 25:19 says all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman? Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. You know what makes it even more wicked? Is that the average woman would deny what we're saying here. See, that's what makes it more wicked. See, women need to be tuning in and listening to this, right? Are we attacking women? We're not attacking women at all. We're exposing facts. This goes on every day. See, male targets of abuse by women have a great deal of challenge comprehending the situations they find themselves in. See, this phenomenon of abuse of men by women is very widespread, but largely ignored or discounted. You see? You understand? A woman unchecked anxiety compels her to demand that her husband do things her way or deal with her anger. The woman needed counseling. A man is woken up in the middle of the night by his wife pounding him with the clock radio. She hits him in both arms, the chest, and in the face, right beside his eye, before she flees out of the house. True story. Lying, manipulation, misuse of funds, badgering, physical attacks. These are a few of the many ways that women abuse their male partners, but no one is talking about it. So we're compelled to talk about it. And the men who are targets of this abuse, they're shocked and they're bewildered. Abuse of men by women goes against culture expectations for both genders. A lot of you men like, nah, man, he can't, nah. He's simple as hell, Negro. You need to shut up. Get your mind right. See, women are thought of as considerate and nurturing. Men are expected to be strong and in control. And I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm not saying women are abusive. I'm saying that there are abusive women. Do you understand? I'm not saying women are abusive. I'm saying there are abusive women. I'm not saying all women or most women abuse men. I am saying that sometimes they do. And it is important that we talk about it and address it because it's going unchecked. So we're going to ask the question, is abuse of men by women really a problem? You damn skippy it is. Common. And it's a very common one. More common than you think. Exactly how much it occurs is really unknown. But we have a culture silence about the abuse of men by women. And we have male training that teaches men that they should be in control, fix problems, and not talk about their personal matters. Well, what I do know for sure, ladies and gents, abuse of men by women is happening. And it is happening a lot. And it has a devastating effect on men who are targets of this abuse. It has a devastating effect on their children, their friends, their co-workers, and their families, and the women who are abusing. See, if we look back the last 50 years, the focus on women's rights and abuse of women by men has made abuse of women a very unpopular topic. Some people actively squash the decision when you talk about women abuse on men. People become irritated They want to talk. They don't want to talk about it. So let's talk about it. Let's open it up. Let me drop the link in the room, man. See if anyone wants to say anything. Let's see if we have any women on here at all. Wow. All I can say is wow.
You already know.
Links in the room. Those that want to come in the room on the True Disciples. David said he's right. You're gonna find out. The only thing I can say is David, man. David. This needs to be brought to the forefront. It has to be changed. What I suggest is men come together, go to Congress, and start passing laws for this abuse that's going against men. To appeal the biased court systems that favor women. I'm telling you, man. Look how much money Dr. Dre is paying. This is not a society that men should be getting married in. Don't get married, man. It is not beneficial. And now I'm going to go to the left and say, don't get these women pregnant, man. Not when they're using babies as weapons. And this has to stop. It has to stop. You see a man, especially us, man, melanated men, the man successful, she look at him as a cash cow. She used her vagina as a trap to lure that man in. She really had no intent to be with him. She used that damn vagina and a child as a form of manipulation to get that man's finances. This has to stop, man. We as men must stop it, man. All of this about the children always going to the mothers, it has to stop. Oftentimes, the father is the better parent. We have to really change these court systems, and especially this family court. It is not going to change by us just standing aside and allowing it to continue. It's not going to change that way. See what it is? You have these men, you have these weak men in these court systems, these robes, that's married a woman that's manipulating him right in his home. And he's passing these kind of laws. And now they're allowing women in. And they're making decisions that's biased against men. Links in the room, guys. You can come in and talk. Prez, Dork Matter, Clayton Holmes, David. Gully. Links in the room. Yeah.
Nobody's there, huh?
Nobody's here.
That's crazy.
Wow, you ain't gotta
This
be
is why
afraid.
things remain as they remain, man. This is why I think, half of these guys, they probably in some relationship, and his woman is, you better not go in there. Some of the stuff I was talking about earlier, she's probably giving him that look. You know what I mean? So he won't even come on, man. And what's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on?
Shalom.
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 Yeah, I'm going through the same thing right now today, actually. The girl I was with called me up today
Wow.
because I let my kids go over there on Sunday to go have, because she hasn't been in their life for like 3 years, just on the weekends.
Right.
And today she called me and said that she didn't feel comfortable with them being over here out of the blue. And then she said that she contacted a lawyer because I've been listening to you for a while now, and you did my secured party creditor packet, and I have it, but I was living in Minnesota at the time, and I've never went through with it, but I've kept it close, and I haven't studied it as much as I need to. And now with all this happening, and I feel like everything that you've always said, you need to study, because when it happens, it's going to happen fast. And that's what's going on right now, and it's happening right before my eyes. It rips my heart out, and it's not that I don't feel like there's anything I can do, because I know what I can do, and that's all thanks to you, man. And I just gotta keep studying, and I appreciate you all. And this lesson tonight is just like given straight from the Most High, something I needed to hear, especially in this time.
So
It's
let me ask you this, brother.
yeah.
Is there any kind of court order in place
Nope.
already?
Nope. I just, I've kept them out of the system for the most part. She actually was the one that initiated the birth certificates and social security cards for him. Like she did all that, and I told her I didn't want nothing to do with that stuff. Listening to you and all that, and she did it, against my will. And I haven't, and there's nothing on the record. They've just been with me, and I mean
So hold on, they've been with you? How did she get him? You let him go over there?
No, yeah. That's what I mean. Because I've always told her, like I've never kept my kids away from her. I've always like, hey man, they can if you want to come get them on the weekend, because I in my heart I thought that was the right thing to do. Like if she's willing to come see him on a weekend, that's okay. Because
Right,
she's a decent person, man. She's not a bad person, but
right.
it's one of those things. Like, in her mind, she's right.
So let me hold on though, but
And, and she told
what
me
made her, if they've been living with you, what made her decide that she, just all of a sudden could just take him?
the other night, my daughter, she's 6 years old, went walking at like 2 in the morning and got picked up on the side of the road because I left her here at home, and my mom was sleeping because I live by myself. It's just me and my kids, and I actually stay at my mom. This is my mom's house, and
Right,
honestly, like I'm moving out of here today, man. Like I've known this for a long time, and I need to kick
right,
my rocks, and and I've been in a certain situation. And either way, my daughter she walked up, she got picked up right in front of the hospital and taken to the hospital at about it was about 1:30, I believe, because I left at about 12:30, so it's close to midnight when I left. And when I came back home, I realized, hey, my daughter's not here. I went looking in my mom's room. I was like, hey, mom, do you see Lily? And she's like, no, she's not here. I was like, no. So I instantly went down the road, because my daughter, I only take her. There's only two spots she goes to is here in the girl I'm seeing now, her house, because she's
right.
actually the one that taking care. When I'm working, she's been helping me out. So my daughter was on her way over there. So at 2:30, the hospital called the house in the morning and said, hey, Liliana's here with us. And I said, okay. So we went to the hospital, picked her up, and today or Saturday, my sister actually called their mom and told them what happened. And I was like, well, I didn't. Maybe I was in the wrong. I just felt like, man, she ain't never been there. Like, why am I going to call her with that? I'm just glad my daughters came home. My daughter was able to come home. Praise the Most High. Like, I was
Right.
just happy. I don't live in. I don't. I work really hard. I'm not living in the what ifs. I was like, I'm glad she came home. Now it's up to me. Like, I got to make sure I can't do that. And my sister called her that Saturday apparently, and she didn't tell me anything till today. Their mom told me today. She's like, oh, she contacted a lawyer because there's nothing on the books. She said, there's no record. We don't have no custody battle. Like, we don't have nothing, no custody, nothing on the record, which is, I was like, hey man, my kids, she kind of like, she abandoned them basically. She hasn't been around. She hasn't been supporting them financially. Nothing. I've been taking care of them, the whole books. They've been here with
What
me
state is that again, brother?
right here in Michigan. I live in Michigan, northern Michigan. Yep. Right north of Grand Rapids, north west of Grand Rapids, right on the coast. I'm like 15 minutes from the lake.
Yeah,
And
so it may be like one of those states like Virginia that if there's no custody order, then possession is pretty much 9/10 of the law, right? That someone could just go down and file for custody. But you should be able to show a case that they've been living with you for the duration. And I already know what they're gonna say. If you say she never provided anything for her, they're gonna say that there was no support order in place, right? But
right,
you could try and show that she wasn't a fit mom, but not providing anything. Like there shouldn't have actually been a support order. Um, and so without any kind of support order being in place, they're gonna refer to what, even if she did give him something, as a gift. But here's the thing: like you wasn't there when your daughter left, right?
no,
Yeah. So that kind of falls more on your mom than yourself. So they can't even really use that against you legally. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I mean, the only thing they could possibly say is you can't leave her under your mother's care or something like that anymore. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Oh, okay, okay.
Um,
Yeah, and that's the thing though, man. Like even living here, like I'd never talked to my mom. Like I barely ever. Like she's here, but she's like she works a lot. She don't
right,
work a lot, but she we just don't have that relationship.
right,
And when my that day, man, we were like I go to like class every day. I have a schedule, man. Like I've been and that's all thanks to you, and your help and listening to you talk and all the stuff. Like I do kickboxing jiu-jitsu and I do have
right,
my kids in kickboxing. So we do that every day. And
right,
it's like Friday, it was a long day, man. We came back, it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night after doing like an eight round 5 minute rounds. Like
right.
and we came back, I was like, oh, my kids are tired. So I was outside talking with Jasmine, the girl that I'm seeing now. And then, I had before all this, me that same day, that Friday, me and my mother had got kind of in an altercation. And I was upset, and I decided that's that's the reason why I left. And I was like, all right, I just had a feeling. I was like, all right, man, I need to go home. It was like 2 in the morning. Then I come in my room, expecting to see my daughter. She wasn't here. Like, oh, smacks. So I instantly go down the road, start looking for her. And my mom's instantly like, you need to call the cops. I was like, well, hold on. I was like, I want to go. I know where my daughter goes. I know. Like, I'm gonna go look first. And then, but before we even call, they called the house, I believe, and then that's when we went over there to the hospital to go pick her up.
Right. David thing.
And yeah, man, it's just it's and this is all happening like right now. Right now as we're speaking, like today, their mom called me and said she talked to a lawyer. There's nothing on the books of custody or anything. So like, and she said if I go over there to her where she lives, that I will be removed. And I was like, I told her, you do what you do. I was like, I know what I have to do. And
Yeah, I mean,
that's where I
so
left it.
what's the basis of that though? She's
Just
saying
because
you will be
she's,
removed. I mean,
oh,
that
I
means
don't
she's
know.
gonna lie because you don't oppose any kind of threat to her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. I was like, "What do you mean I'm gonna be?" I was like, I told her too. I was like, "I don't really even know where you live. Like, I know where your mom lives, but I don't. You never even told me where you. I kind of know the area, but I don't even know where your house is. So even if I go to Grand Rapids because she lives in Grand Rapids, it's like I don't know where you live. Like, I'm not just gonna. And even then, I don't feel right. I don't want to put that on my kids. I don't need my kids to see anything like that. Like that's
But
in my mind.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. You see how a woman will manipulate the system? Now, here's a brother that's been taking care of his children pretty much since they were been born. Now, all of a sudden, she haven't been providing any form of support or anything. She want to snatch him and try and put it in the system. Exactly what I've been talking about all night right here.
And
It's
and
a
I will
perfect
say,
right here.
yeah. And I will say I've never asked her for anything, but she's also never offered. But I never, I figured I don't have to. That's something that you should. I don't. In my mind, I don't have to. I shouldn't have to ask for that. That's something we should already be do as a
I
mom,
think
as a
that's
mother, and a father.
it's the
You should
same thing.
naturally.
I go through the same thing, brother. My son's mom never gave them nothing ever, never, never. They've been under my custody for like 5 years now. She's never given them anything, nothing, no form of support, food, clothing, shelter, none of that. I don't ask it, but I don't try to stop her from seeing them. You see?
That's exactly what I'm. That's where exactly where
Right,
I am. And then this weekend, just like, oh, we're gonna go to this new indoor amusement park, and I was like, all right, it was a Sunday. It was like 2 in the afternoon. I was like, all right, well, that's fine. I was like, I understand they don't have class till Tuesday. But I wasn't even thinking like that at the time. I was like, they can just go. That's okay. And I was like, I'll pick them up either Sunday night or Monday morning. Come Monday morning, she didn't call me back till like 1 in the afternoon. I was like, hey, what's going on? It's like, oh, the kids want to stay another day. I was like, well, they don't have class till tomorrow, which is today. Tuesday is their class.
right.
Tuesdays and Thursdays is the kids' class. And I was like, well, they don't have class till tomorrow, so I'll just well, they can come. I'll go pick them up, or you come. And that's even that thing too. I was like, I still go. I was like, I'll go drive to Grand Rapids and pick them up at my expense. I don't even ever ask her for gas money, none of that. It's like I'll go pick up my kids, no problem. And yeah, it's still. I just
She tried
yeah,
that with me. I just recently moved, and she tried that. She tried to go and file for custody. I shut that whole thing down. She tried it,
copy that. And that's
but
why I'm
it
just
didn't
listening,
work.
man. Copy, yeah. And that's why I listen to you, man. Like I said, I've been listening to you since 2015, 2014, somewhere in there. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember you on the channel. I remember you.
yeah, man. I've been around, and that's my fault. It's like I've been living lukewarm. Like everybody says, you can't live lukewarm. Either you're all right or you're not right at all. And you've helped me out a lot, and I've been, I know it's a struggle out here, but there's no real struggle. The only struggle is within myself, I feel. So
Wow.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys,
So,
and
so the argument she's gonna try to make, brother,
Mhm.
the only thing I could see her possibly coming out with is maybe shared custody at best. But what you need to bring in is that you've been the sole provider. You've been providing everything from them. She hasn't contributed anything in their lives, and you don't really favor the system, so you never wanted to ask her for child support. You want, just like you said, you wanted her to provide it on her own because she's a mother and that's her responsibility. But now, because of that incident, she's using that, almost like as a weapon. I don't. Well, where were you all of these years?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I told her. I was like, you ain't been here. I was like, what? She's like, well, why didn't you call me and tell me like what happened? What happened? I was like, what do you mean? I left it at that. Like I didn't even tell her what happened. I asked her. I was like, well, what do you mean what happened? I left it at hearsay. I was like, well, what did you hear? And she didn't answer me. She didn't tell me. I had to call her mom to figure out. I was like, where did you guys hear? She's like, oh, your sister called Alex. No, actually, she said my sister called the kid's grandma, and their grandma called their mom because I only communicate with the grandma because the grandma has been there on the weekends, every now and again when she's like, oh, hey, I miss the kids. Can the kids come over? I was like, yeah, grandma, the kids can go over there. Of course, you've been there since day one. Their grandma has been there since day one, their, which is their mom's mom.
Right.
And then now it's like, and I called her grandma, I called the kid's mom today, or the grandmother today, and asked her, that's why I called her. I asked her, it's like, hey, well, where did you guys even hear this from? Like, well, what did you guys hear? It's like, oh, your sister called us and told us, and I got emotional and called Alexandria, and I told her, I was like, well, thanks, Grandma. I appreciate that. I see where you're coming from, and that's it. That you did what you needed to do because that's your daughter. I'm just I just me, and I told her grandma that I probably ain't gonna talk to her no more. I felt betrayed. It's like we've been talking. Your daughter hasn't been around, and you know this, and you felt secure, and you guys don't even have a great like. I feel like I had a better relationship with her mom than she did. Like she didn't even talk. Like we've been talking all these years that this has been going on.
Right.
Since me and her daughter broke up, and for her mom to call her
Women,
daughter
man.
before me, that just was like that was a shocker, man. And this was a few hours ago. This was like 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, when I
Damn.
talked to her mom, and it was
I'm
just
not
like
shocked. I seen my own mom betray me for a woman.
David.
and that's how I feel right now about my. I live in my mom's sleeping like three. I'm in a trailer, so I'm sure she could probably hear me. She's like 3 rooms away, but hey, man, I can't. I don't want to live in darkness no more, man.
Word.
I want to be free, man. Like, and I. It's not that I want to be free. I know freedom is mine, but it's up to me to attain it, and I have to. And all I can do is keep the fight alive, man. And I got to keep fighting. And there's so many. That's the thing about my mom too, man. Because I've been working hard on like just working for myself, and but my mom gets upset because I still smoke weed here and there, and I still drink a little beers here and there. And that
No.
night, after every one of my practices, man, I drink like a beer or two. And I used to drink a lot, and I don't drink like that no more. And I know I shouldn't drink that because I shouldn't do any of that at all. And it's just like
Yeah,
after
yeah.
practice, I'll have
When you go into the court, don't mention anything about any kind of
okay,
funny cigarettes. You know what I mean?
okay,
David.
yeah, got that.
Yeah. I
Yeah, and
wouldn't
it's just
divulge anything, man. I was just tell them what I've been doing for my seeds and what she hasn't been done. That should be
copy.
the
Okay,
concentration right there.
okay, okay.
Ah,
Yeah, and it's just yeah, man. It's just I feel betrayed from all angles right now, man. I don't even know where to turn, where to look. I don't. I feel like I have no friends, but not that I need friends, but I know it's just my company needs to change, and I've realized that slowly, throughout these years since I've had my kids and since listening to you, and it's like
you know what it's
my
called,
company.
man? It's called being a man in this world.
David.
That's what it
Yeah,
is.
man.
David.
There ain't
It
many.
doesn't
I'll
matter
tell
what
you.
color you are. Doesn't matter what race. It's being a man.
David.
Yeah, and that's
God,
why it's like you guys have helped me so much, man. There ain't nobody out here that talks about what you do or talks about anything. And I try to bring this stuff up to people, and like you say, they get emotional. I can't talk
Yeah.
about the law, about commerce, about no, like I can't have no real conversations with anybody, not even my closest friends that I think are my friends. But if they were my real friends, I figure they might want to have these conversations, but they don't, man. They want to still talk about, what we're gonna do this weekend, what's going on here. It's like, man, that's not. that's never been my thing. You know, I feel like, yeah, I don't know, yeah, man. I'm this person that all this thing that was created around me, but it's not really me because I lost who I was because I kept trying to appease other people. And
Damn.
now I'm realizing who I am once I had my kids and I see, because I never even imagined having kids until I met this girl and we talked about it. We talked about having kids and I'm gonna homeschool them and we can learn the
Right,
law and
right.
we're gonna do
I
all
know
this
the
together.
song, man. I know the song. Wow,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. And we
Ah,
talked about all this, and then all of a sudden my daughter came, and that's when I said in the chat room that she didn't do after my daughter was born, she didn't have sex with me for a year and a half, and the only reason she had sex, I was actually climbing cell phone towers, 90 feet in the air, man. That's what I was doing for a living. I moved to Minnesota where I got my. That's the reason I moved to Minnesota was to go work with a friend of mine to climb towers. I just felt,
right, right.
hey man, this is more of a better financial opportunity for my family, and it just didn't pan out that way, and but right after my daughter was born, she didn't have sex with me, nothing, man. Like I couldn't even touch her, grab her, nothing. It was always like, they don't, I don't feel right, I'm depressed. It was always something. It was always something. And one day I was like, hey man, like I need some love. I caught her in the bathroom, and one thing led to another. Just like that, man, miracle. My son was born, or my son was conceived.
Right.
Is one of them miracle moments, one and done. I was like, and
Wow.
that's the power of, yeah, like my son, because I mean, I didn't care, like that wasn't the thing. I just needed love, and that
Right.
but that is the intent, and that's what I mean. Like I've been lusting so long, and I was like, I can't look through eyes anymore. Like I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to, and I got to work hard, man. It's I just
They
got to
use
keep.
it for
I got
traps, though, man. Woman, oh, yeah, well, let's have a family. Let's have some babies. You find out she's using it for a trap.
yeah,
She
and
sees
that's
it
how
as
I
an
feel now.
opportunity, especially
Yeah,
if she gets some evil witches in her ear. Girl, you need to take him to court.
oh
Get
man,
some.
David.
and her so-called her closest aunt that she liked the most at the time was actually, it's the feminist aunt, like, and I never liked the woman because of the what she represented. And I let her know that. I was like, hey man, I don't like your aunt because this is what she talks about, and this is what this really is, the whole family, the feminist movement and all that stuff. Like her aunt was hardcore, and it's like, I don't, and her aunt has, kids. It don't matter, but I'm just saying, feminist is like that's to say enough. And that was her. That was who her closest, like her person she told things to. Like they talked and conversed. And at that moment, after I figured out, after I found out, it was already like, well, I'm already in it to win it. So, like I'm sticking to my guns. I'm committed to you. So even though she didn't make love with me all these years, this year and a half, and then my son was born, even after my son was born, we still didn't make love for another year and a half, 2 years. And it just like that. And then it was just once. And then after this, man, this is the catch. After this, you were just saying about women and the traps they set. She one day randomly after I got out of work, I came home and she's like, nonchalantly, she said, oh, if you buy me a computer, I'll have sex with you. Look, this computer. And I looked at it and I laughed and I was like, what? And I was like, there's no way. And she's like, oh, I'm just kidding. It's like that. You shouldn't say stuff like, in my mind, I was like, you shouldn't say stuff like that. That was
That was a
eh,
test. That
yeah.
was a test to see if you really do it.
And I didn't, man. And I didn't. And I was like, no, there's no way. I was like, we don't have the money. We have like $500 in our bank account. Like, we're not just going to go pull out a computer on credit. Like I can't. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to do that. And she's known about you. She was there in the beginning when you did the secured party creditor process packet for me. You know, and then when I moved to Michigan, that's why like I have it and I've been retyping it on Google for like a year and a half. Man, procrastination is a killer. And I just and I it's like instead of calling you, it's like I'm working on doing what you say. Is like you just got to do it yourself because if not, you're never gonna know. So I have your book. I've recently, like a few months ago, I purchased your book, The Commercial Warfare. The second one, I do have uh, a Spokesman for Men. I do have that book. I have The Real Hebrew Israelites. I have
A
that book.
spokesman for men, man, that should have put you up on game right there.
And that's what I'm saying,
Spokesman
man.
for
I have
men
these
ain't no
books.
joke.
I, s- I, s-
Yeah, man.
I read these books, and it's like I need to read them 10 times, like you said. And I just,
Yeah,
and I'm in it. I'm getting into it more and more, man. And that's like all thanks to you and praise to the Most High, man. I appreciate you guys so much.
man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. What you got, brother Clayton?
Oh, greetings, my brother. Excuse me. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, 5x5.
So, I'm going to try not to be too long, but this conversation is right on time, man. I'm real
Yeah,
about
yeah.
what you're talking about right now. And this is probably, no, this is going to be the first time that I'm going to talk about my children. I have 4 children from 4 different women. And now, when people hear that, they think of like man whore. Now, I'm serious, man. I grew
I
up,
just think of King David.
yeah. Hey, I grew up in a
Calm.
family. I grew up in a family where women were like dominant. And so the women that I've chose in my life were like dominant.
Hmm.
I'm going to say that.
Can I say something, Clayton?
Go ahead, bro.
In order for a man to attract a dominant woman, then he has to assume a submissive role and
Word.
continue. It's very important to understand
I
because
should.
a dominant, high value man will be turned off by a dominant woman. He's not going to tolerate that.
Word.
That doesn't mean that's where you are, but at some point you had to be there
Yeah.
because they're going to clash. But go ahead, King.
And I am not ashamed of saying that I was weak when it comes towards women. And if you look
Right.
at the 4 women in my life, you're going to see how they were all the same. I love my mother, but you're going to see how they were all like my mother.
Wow.
You're going to see that. And I'm so thankful for this conversation. And I'm not speaking about this to hurt my mom, the children of my mother, or my children, but this has to be talked about to help other women stop doing what they're doing and for other men to stop falling into the trap
Mm-hmm.
of women that are deceitful. I'm not I'm not talking about all women, but there are some
Right.
women out there that plan shit, that know that shit. If I got a, excuse my language, if I got a pussy, there ain't no reason in the world that I should ever be broke. I don't care how ugly I am or anything like that. And the system sets women up to think like that and put pregnancy and children ahead of um, raising the child or bringing the child onto this earth in the right way.
Right.
So I had my first child when I was 17 years old. My second time having sex. Now, that's the only child that I'm not going to blame on a woman doing it on purpose, even though I still have, my little thoughts about that, but I'm going to move past that. But
Right.
let me explain to you about my other 3 children. Now, this is my first time speaking about this, and I'm just going to be open. My second child I was in college. The woman that I was that I started dating, she was on a pill ever since her period came on. I'm in college. All of a sudden, the talk comes up about me being a pro athlete. I'm finding out the woman that I was with the top athletes at the college that I was going to. So, make a long story short, me and this woman break up. But before we break up, she has a conversation with me and she says she wants to get off of the pill.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, because she was telling me it was doing something to her. And I was like, okay. So I was at an apartment. And so I'm walking back to the dorm and I'm like, nah, Clayton, you need to tell her that she needs to get back on the pill because there's so many other options for it. So the next day I went back over to her and I said, hey, yo, I think we need to try another option. You need to, get back on the pill or take the shot because that shot just came out that the woman could take. And, she agreed. Again, long story short, we end up breaking up because I find out some things. I get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, the second pick in the 3rd round. Me and this woman, we've broken up. So I'm in Dallas, and all of a sudden I get a phone call, and I take the phone call, and she says to me, and this is my first time dating a white woman. She's white. And again, that has, not too much to do with it. And she calls me and she says, I'm in Dallas. We've already split our ties. And she calls me and she says, hey, I'm pregnant and my daddy doesn't want me at home. I'm coming to Dallas. And now me, again, being the person that I was, weak, when a woman speaks to me sternly, and she was speaking to me sternly, like my mama. And I was like, oh, okay. And again, I love children, man. And when any woman told me that she was pregnant, the first thing that came to my mind was like excitement. I'm serious. Like, I love children. So she calls me and says that she's pregnant and her daddy doesn't want her in the house. So what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to bring her where I am. And that's what I did. Long story short, that relationship didn't work out. I get into another relationship with a woman, and the first thing I talk about is contraceptive. And she told me that, oh, I can't get pregnant. That's why my, first husband divorced me. I can't get pregnant.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So boom, what do you think? A year and a half later, she's pregnant. She's got a baby. And now my 4th child, I'm playing with the Dallas Cowboys, and you making money, man, and you do things. You have little menage a trois, you with your boy and a couple other girls, and this other female. That's the situation that happened, and the same thing comes up with contraceptive. I'm always thinking about the same thing, and again, I'm not blaming the women. This was my bad too, for not knowing how to put on a condom, not knowing how to trust everything that's going on. So I remember I'm in Dallas and my contract was up, and I'm about to, either stay in Dallas or go play with another team. So she comes over to my house one night, man. And this was after we had our little menage a little trois. So I think that she was like, damn, this nigga, he ain't putting on no condom. I can get this one here. So she came over to my house, bro, and she literally just like attacked me. Like, we immediately went down on the floor, and then and I messed up again. I'm not putting this all on her. I messed up. So I'm in Miami. I signed with the Dolphins, and I get a call that she's pregnant, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, oh shit. And actually, that was the end of my career. When that happened, that's when I really just like, man, this is crazy, man. Fuck football. I'm being taken advantage of right now, and I really felt that. So the point that I'm making right now, bro, I'm 52 years old, and I didn't do everything I need to do for my children, because when I made it to professional football, I realized that I was running from who I am. Sports gave me the opportunity to not focus on where I came from, what I did. But when I got to Dallas, and again, this is a long story. We could talk about this later, but I started smoking cannabis when I was in Dallas. And a month after I started smoking cannabis, I had a positive test. So having a positive test in the NFL means that you have to do 3 UAs a week. You have to go talk to the team psychiatrist, and you have to go to NA and AA meetings. Now, I just started smoking cannabis. So the doctor called me from the NFL and asked me, why is cannabis in my system? And I was so naive, because I actually thought it was okay. I was like, he was like, this is Dr. Lawrence Brown from the NFL, and I just want to know why cannabis is in your system. And I was like, oh, because I was smoking it. And he go, oh, okay, so you're going to be in the NFL's drug program. You got to talk to the team psychiatrist, da-da-da. So this is when everything revealed itself to me. When I went to the team psychiatrist, and he asked me, he said to me, he said, this was the first question he asked me. He said, so go ahead, bro.
No, this guy,
Okay.
David must be drunk, man. David, we don't need that right now. This is a serious conversation. Go ahead, Clayton.
What do you not need, my brother? What am I doing wrong?
No, not you, Clayton. I'm talking to David. He interrupted you.
Oh, okay, my brother. My bad.
Yeah.
So when I went and talked to the team psychiatrist, the first question he asked me, he said, Clayton, have you ever been sexually, mentally, or physically abused? And I said, yeah. And he said, so tell me about it. And bruh, that's when Pandora's box opened. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn. You know, I thought about the shit that I went through, but nobody like really put me on the spot and asked me about it. So when he asked me about it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, damn. I hated my mama, my daddy, my brothers, the man across the street from me. That's when I walked out of his office, bro. I looked up at the sky and I said, what the hell am I doing in Dallas? It was like, man, I was in a dream because of the shit that I've been through. So the point that I'm making is that like right now to this very day, like I just got a letter 2 days ago from my last baby mama, which is a stripper. The last 2 baby mamas were strippers in my life. That she is going to be taking like my retirement, and she's already taken my 401k, which was over 130,000.
Wow.
She's got more money than any of my children have gotten from me. And now, when I turn 55, she's going to get my retirement. And I haven't even made the money, my brother, that she's taken from me. And so that is the point that I was wanting the court to see, to understand. But my point, what I'm saying is, bro, and I love my children with all of my heart. And the reason that I'm talking about this, because I don't want other men, other athletes to go through something like this, is you got to be careful, man. There are some women out there that are just really plotting on weak people, brothers like I was, that just see the sucker when he walk into the
Well, so, hey, good brother Clayton, that doesn't necessarily mean that you was weak. So what a lot of these women do, they come across as genuine, and men typically fall in love before women, right?
Right.
So the man really think that, okay, well, I could trust this woman, right? You know, she's swearing, oh no, I'll never do that to you. I will never put you on child support. So you want to believe her, but half of you is saying, well, you know, I don't know. I see this happening. And then you give in and you believe her, but then little disagree, and you can tell when it's not sincere, right?
Word.
In your situation. About myself, right?
Word.
So I meet the real talk. I meet this woman. She calls for coaching, right? And you know, one thing goes to another. The woman, you know, she starts talking to me. I guess, you know. Then all of a sudden, after talking for a while, oh, I love you. How do you love me? You never met me.
Mm.
Right? So my mind, the way that my mind works, I believe women see me as a target. You see what I'm saying?
Word.
Fairly successful, you know what I mean, doing my, you know what I mean? So they see that as a target. And so in my mind, I deliberately come out of, well, ask them, so what you're interested in me? Is it finance or what have you? But this particular woman started talking about, oh yeah, I want to have a baby. I want to have children with you.
Mm.
So I'm like, yo, this is serious. You saying you love me, you want to have children, but meanwhile, we're in 2 different locations. I say, I don't really believe in long distance relationships, so this has to be fixed. The only way this could happen if we live together. So then we talked for a while, probably 6 months before we even met. We met, you know what I mean? We met, then we come together or what have you, right? So we come with these plans that we're gonna move we're gonna live together. We're gonna move together, right? So I'm trying, and me, man, the way that the stuff that I've been through, King, I don't really trust no woman.
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? I prayed to the Most High. I said, you know what? I'm gonna trust this woman. I'm gonna trust her. She said we're gonna move together. All right, that's what it is. I'm gonna trust her. I'm gonna take her word. So meanwhile, she got all these problems, these personal issues. They're slowly coming out, right?
They don't
A financial problem here, right? Taking care of her family. Her mom's a damn tyrant. Her mom's violent, right? Her dad has issues. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so if we're gonna come together, you have to fix all of this. Like her mom's like ruining her credit. It's like, how are we gonna be together if your mom's ruining your life? Like you married to your family. You see what I'm saying? You have a lot of toxicity that you're trying to bring over here. This needs to be fixed. Matter of fact, I should have knew about this from the inception, not gradually, right? So one thing is going, okay, yeah, I'm gonna fix it. Just give me some time. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm patient. So as time progressed, we come together, and eventually, she's constantly, I want to have your baby. You want to have your baby? Why do you want to have children? Not just baby, but children. Why do you want to have children? Oh, I want a family. Okay, cool. So I'm trusting this woman, man. And then so we come up with a definite date. Well, we're gonna move here on this date, right? So then the time comes, and I'm making a move. I'm moving everything.
Right.
Understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I'm literally getting everything shipped because I'm literally moving. Now, if you're serious, this is what I know as a man, and this kind of thing makes me hate you, man. If you want me to hate you, lie to me. You understand what I'm saying? Lie to me. Now, I'm gonna call it square. Like people can't gainsay with me, right? I see through all of that, right? So I'm like, well, hold on. Why are you moving things in storage, and I'm physically moving my things? If we're moving together, you see, oh well, I just want to put these in storage. That was strike one right there, right?
You learn?
Because if you have an intent to move, you're not going to move the storage. You're going to move, so it sounds like a PUSSY trap. You see what I'm saying? So, despite I'm not listening to what's coming out of your mouth. I'm watching your actions. You understand what I'm saying? I'm watching. It's not what someone says; it's what they does. That in the process. Now, when this person was supposed to move, her mom is so damn demented. I told her it's not even healthy for you to be around your mom. Understand that we have parents and all of that, and we want to love them. But if your mom's abusive and all of this, her mom's literally abusive and does things that no mother should do. I don't want to put too much out, but her mom does some things that no mother should do. You understand what I'm saying? With a son. And for you to remain in something like that, it's saying something's wrong with you because it's unhealthy. You understand what I'm saying? So
Good job.
it comes to a point that I'm gone. I'm ready. I need you to be here. I'm giving you a specific date. All right, I'll be there. So it comes down to it. Now it's time for you to move. And her mom is refusing. Now, according to what's told to me, everything's under her name, right? Her mom's staying with her. So she said, my mom won't leave. I'm like, hold on. If your mom won't leave, you're going to have to physically get her out. Because now they rented a home, right? But the people that the home was rented to is when to sell the home. But she's saying, yo, the mom won't get out. So now the property manager comes with an eviction. You got to get out of here. I'm trying to sell this home. You understand what I'm saying? The mom is so damn deranged. According to her, I don't know. It could be made up. You understand what I'm saying? But in the meantime, I'm trying to keep my composure, but I'm getting heated. You understand? Because now I get a message saying, yo, you pregnant. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you pregnant? And it seems like when you got pregnant, everything just went Now you're trying to strong arm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, one night the spirit moved on me, like, okay, so your mom don't want to get out. I was like, well, why are you telling me this? Do you want to answer? Because the answer is to get a sheriff and get your mom's removed. So now you telling me because her mom wouldn't move, it costed her like 10 G's, somewhere around there, because the people trying to sell the property and couldn't. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, your mom is detrimental to a relationship between you and I. So you have to draw a line in the sand and decide what side you're going to be on. And so you're already drawing that line by not being here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I gave her, supposedly this person had a flight and was supposed to be at a certain time. And so I had a conversation one night because the spirit was moving on me, saying, listen, let her know the truth. Like, it really doesn't seem like you really have an intent to move because all of your damn things are in storage and not where it should be. Like us, moving together like a family. So, getting you pregnant is a mistake. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're not keeping your words. And anyone, a blind person could see that, right? Person could see that. So I was like, I tell you what, Shorty told me, after you said what you said last night, I changed the flight because I need time to get this stuff out of storage. I told her, I was like, listen, if you don't be here tonight, then don't come at all. And that's on everything. Don't come at all because I'm tired of playing your semantics. Because it's not what someone is saying, it's what they do. You understand what I'm saying? So I was like, she's all fine, I won't come. So that was the end of that. So now in my mind, why the hell would you get pregnant? You understand what I'm saying? Unless it's just a weapon. You dig what I'm saying? Why would you get pregnant? And then you don't really, it's more than meets the eye, man. But everything I love, man, before I pay any woman anything like that, man, I'm going out with a blast, real talk. Because, enough men don't stand up. I'm not going to be, I work too hard for what I earn. You understand what I'm saying, King? And I don't want no baby, but I've already been through that kind of relationship. I'm going through it now, right? With my son's mom. Like, I don't deal with her, right? But I don't want any more children by a woman that I'm not with. You understand? Because that's a problem, and it's always used for a weapon against the man. So I'm telling every man on this call, man, before you lay down with a woman, man, make sure that you know her, man. Make sure that you know her, because there's all sorts of traps. They use traps. It's not what they say, it's what they do. It's what they do, King. And anyone that don't listen to this, you're likely to be another damn victim. I'm not going to be a victim, man. These women have all kind of problems that they never settle, and it comes from their childhood. They have all kind of family problems, and they bring that over to you, and they want you to think something's wrong with you. But something is wrong with them, man. And something is wrong with this system. And so this is why I have to do calls like this, because men have to stand up and do something about it. Why? Think about it, King. Why in the hell would a woman want to bring a baby in the world if you're not going to be with the father? We already see what broken families do. All you got to do is look around. Your family's already messed up. You understand what I'm saying? Her family's already messed up. So you know what I'm seeing in this woman? She's going to be a damn crazy, deranged mom, just like her mom. Because the scriptures is not, the scriptures is not corrupt. The scriptures say, as the mother, so is the daughter. So that same personality that her mom had is instilled in her, and that's why she behaves the way that she behaves, man. Don't talk. Don't talk. So I'm warning every brother on this call, yo, you better take heed, King. You better take heed.
It don't stop. I don't care what age they get, it don't stop.
And that's the point that I want to make, my brother. I'm not here trying to bash all women or say that all women are like this, but the majority of women out there, I feel, are looking for a paycheck, and they know exactly how to get it. And it's just wrong to do that and to put the child through that. Again, there's not one of the women that have my children that can say that I've hurt them or disrespected them, cursed them, or said anything negative about them. But they tell my children the opposite. I've never done anything hateful or mean to any of the women.
And that's abuse right there, King.
But bro,
that's them telling your children that. That's abuse.
Yeah, I have 4 children, and out of 4, 3 of them don't want to have a relationship with me.
Well,
and I'm saying to myself, okay, like why wouldn't my children want to have a relationship with me? And I can understand why 2 of them don't. But that's the difficult part that we need to understand when we do get into relationships that end up like this, is keep the child out of the middle of this bullshit, especially if you have a father that's like loving, that's caring, that's teaching the child morals, that's teaching the child about life. Why say bad things about the mother or the father when that's not them? So that's just my whole point. Let's keep the children out of this. If shit don't work out between us, don't tell my child bad things about me.
But check this out, King. It shouldn't even go that far, right? Because broken families is a problem, right? Now you and I know that woman. Now hear me out. All these men that woman is not going to be celibate for the rest of her life. She's going to be a harlot.
well,
Because according to the Most High, that woman is not supposed to be with no one else. So you know what's going to happen? She's going to bring another man around your son,
your bloodline.
Your daughter.
do you
You
understand?
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Most High is against that, man. And that's why these women has to be stopped, man. These women are off as hell. They're using all kind of sexual traps, man. Well, and this, I'm telling you, man.
Bring it out.
The average woman, man, can't even. You know what I mean? I really feel some sort of way about women, man. And they just keep solidifying it. And you know what makes it worse? When women come on and trying to deny it. When they trying to deny that it
No
exists.
accountability.
Are you
When almost every man you talk to is actually undergoing this, man.
No accountability.
Real talk.
Not here.
Real talk.
I feel that. Hey, can I say something quick?
Go ahead, King.
Also, the mother to my kids, the same woman, a month after she told me that she wanted me to move out, a month after she told that I moved out, because she's like, hey, I don't want to live with you no more. You know, she's like, I don't want to be with you no more. I think it's best if you move out. So I was like, all right, that's fine. You know, I ain't gonna be where I've been staying here, sticking with it. But if you really, I'm out. That's when I came home to right here where I am now in Shelby from Grand Rapids. But that same woman, a month after that, got with some other dude.
Yep.
And
he
then
moved right in.
Yeah, man, hit you with something.
Yeah, bro.
Let
He
me
was
hit you
over
with
there.
something.
Same thing
Let me
happened
hit
to
you
me,
with
King.
something, King.
Next month.
She was messing with that dude when she was with you.
She do, bro. We were
Women don't
together
break
for
up
7
until they
years.
have someone else.
7
It don't matter
years.
how many damn years, man.
Right.
Women don't care. They
Yeah, I
cohort.
see that. Yeah, I see that now.
listen to the Quran?
And now they have a kid together. And then 6 months after that, she got pregnant.
See that?
Con.
See that? That's
What
what I'm
happened to me,
talking
King?
about
Same
these
thing,
women,
King.
man. We
Copy.
as men, it has to stop, man. Men have to be stronger. You cannot trust these women, man. You cannot, man. Now that's on everything, man. Because on the road, man, I'm a real good dude, man, and I'm a really good father. But I do not want no more damn children by a woman that I'm not gonna be with. That
These
kind of
women don't want no
relationship is not
children,
healthy on no level. And I don't want to hear some damn woman could raise my child by herself when you come from a crazy ass family. How you gonna raise my child when you crazy already?
These
Your
women don't
family's
care about
crazy.
these
Your
children,
damn
man.
mom's crazy.
Telling
You
you
come
right
from an
now.
abusive family. How the hell are you gonna raise a child?
Listen
They
to
don't care about these children. These children are
You
meal
need
tickets,
counseling,
man.
man.
the Quran.
They meal tickets.
That's right. Listen to the Quran.
These women need counseling, man, and they refuse to admit it. That's why you can't see when a relationship is toxic. Your damn mom hitting you in the face, giving you black eyes. You can't see that's toxic. What the hell's wrong with you, man? And you
Because
talking
it's
about
a
raising a
girl
kid?
code.
You yourself
It's a woman code.
or a risk for the child
Come on. Let him speak.
because you've been raised under abuse. And so the only thing you can give someone is what you have. So if you came from an abusive, unhealthy family, that's all you could give a child. But so and the cycle continues. So now the daughter
Just listen.
but to do exactly what her mom's doing to her. Her mom don't want her to leave the nest. Her mom wants her to take care of him. To hell with your damn culture. Your culture is demented.
That's a
And it's
heathen
making
culture.
you demented.
Heathen.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. That's what, because I've been like homeschooling my kids, and that whole family over there is like, no, we're gonna put the kids in school. And from day one, I've told her I don't want my kids in the system. I know what the system is, and I'd rather homeschool them. I can do better than the school system. I can teach my
They
kids,
want that so she can whore, man. They want to
and
put
that's
her
and
in
she
school so she can whore. While she's
and that's what
in
she told
school,
me today.
she's whoring, man.
Why
She's
can't
whoring.
come on?
Yeah, man. Like, and I've been sticking to my guns, man, and it's been rough, man. It's been tough, but I've been sticking to my guns, standing on my squares. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is I feel this is this is right, and I think I want to live my life the way I'm supposed to live, follow the word, and just do what I'm supposed to do. And dude, I feel like everybody's been.
These women getting judged, man. They getting killed left and right, man. That's what's happening. We in a time of judgment. These women getting judged, man. Because the Most High is sick of it too, man. So he letting these wicked Negroes get that spirit, that evil spirit on them to kill these one, put them to death, man. Because that's like, at the end of the day, man. Adultery is death, man. That's what it is. When you come in, you're supposed to get killed for that, put to death.
Listen
That
to,
was going on back then, man. We ain't got that no more. That's the reason why they running around rampant. They don't have no penalty.
to the
Ain't no penalty, man. Ain't no red flag on that play.
to the come on. It's a safe
Yeah,
chat.
I'm just saying, man. All men under the sound of my voice, a woman has to give you a reason to trust her, man. Don't trust them.
Just listen.
Don't trust their words.
Man,
You
he's
understand what I'm saying? And don't trust how they come across in the beginning, because it's not them. That is an act.
Wanna-
That is a damn act. And you men need to wake up, man.
Now
You need to
listen.
wake up.
Now listen.
Stop being weak, man. Stop. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean,
Calm.
I'm ready on everything, man. I'm ready to die for what I believe in. That's where I am.
Calm.
That's on everything. I'm ready to die for what I believe in, man. You can like that in this. I'm not gonna let anyone make a boy out of me. That's on everything. And I damn sure don't want no damn. You men. Why would you want a kid from a broken family? You're already seeing that's not gonna work. A woman is not qualified to raise these children, male
Well,
or female. Because if she
Because we've
raising
been broken.
females, they
well,
don't know how to treat men. Because they
We've
got
been
her
broken.
personality. A woman cannot raise a child alone. You can't do it.
listen.
No, they don't be alone. They bring a new man in. The
But that
stepdaddy
makes it
comes.
even worse, man.
They don't be alone, man. They bring Pookie and Ray in the house, man.
But
The
that
dude
makes
they
it
go out the
worse
corner.
because he usually end up abusing the kid.
Yeah,
He
but that's
usually
what
end up
they want.
sexually abusing the kid, even if the kid's a boy.
I don't care what nobody tell me, man. A woman don't care about their child if the father of that child is not in their life, man. She don't care about that kid no more, man. She care about the next man's kid or the next kid she gonna have the next man, man. These women do not care about these children. I see it every day in NYC. These women do not care about these children, man. It's a fake and a funk, man. To get government assistance, man. Once the government started assisting these women and living a life with children, man, that's when they stopped caring about these kids, man. Because once they had to depend, they couldn't depend on the man no more to provide and take care of them. That's when the love for the children left, man. Because now they have a way to still survive without you being in that child's life, in her life, man. That's the reason why they don't care about these children, man. That's why they put them in public school. That's why they get them vaccinated. They don't care. They don't do no research. These women don't do no research on anything. They don't care about nothing. All they care about is the benefit that they bring with them, man. That's it. That's these women. America has got women to the point to where they don't even care about themselves, man. They selling their body on OnlyFans. Why they have the kid now? The kid in the next room, and she in the room dancing. She got ask for OnlyFans, man. How's that caring about your child, man? This is going on an everyday basis, man. You can't tell me that's not going on every day. And these simp ass niggas is the one that's doing it, helping them, aiding them, because they the ones that orbit to them all day long. So they feel like they don't have to be right and do right by their child. Man, they don't put their children in no talent type of shows. They don't put them in no sports. They don't build them up in architecture and nothing, man. Nothing, geography, anything that elevates their mind. They not putting their children. They want their children to be a damn athlete, man. They don't want these children to be smart and study. They don't care about that, man. They care about the curriculum in the school. They don't make their own curriculum for their kids when they go home, man. They don't care about that, man. They care about what Esau tells them to do. That's it, man.
And I feel you, my brother. And the reason that I feel that 90% of the women or the men that are not with their children are good men. Like, they really want to help take care of their child. They really want to be there for them. So this is just sad how the system has women playing this role of, let me find a nigga that's rich and I ain't got to work. I ain't got to do nothing. I can just get income coming in every month to take care of me. And they ain't even taking care of the child because the money is not being spent on the child. And the courts don't even care about that. They don't even know where the money is being spent at. And that's part of the system that we live in. And subconsciously, our little girls are getting programmed to this type of behavior.
So, brother,
Yeah.
can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Because you said something that pointed out that I wanted to point out to you. The reason why women they want a rich man and a man with substance, because they ain't supposed to work. A woman was not made to work. That's their true essence. They're supposed to be helping you in your legacy and your purpose in your life. That's all their job is
Word.
to help you with your purpose, help you with this, and stay home and take care of that home. So when you come back to the crib, that you are in peace, man, and comfortability, and you have a level mind, man. Outside dealing with this world, they can't stay their ass
They
in the house,
supposed to
man.
do that, Clean.
They can't stay their ass in their house.
They're
man.
supposed to do that, but they don't do it.
Word.
They're supposed to do that, but they don't do it. You can have a woman in an environment, and you giving her everything that she needs, and she still don't get that done.
Real talk.
That's not everything I love, man.
Real
Why they don't do it?
social
Because they don't know
media.
how to do it. Because they haven't been trained to do it. Because she's like her mother, and she's like her mother, and she's like her mother. That's why there's nowhere in the hell, man. I tell you on everything. There's nowhere in the hell is some woman gonna have a baby by me and take it around some damn crazy demented family. And you think, man, I'm not even so the extremes I'll go to, man. But there's no way that's gonna happen. I already know your family's crazy. Do you think I'm gonna let you have my damn child around your crazy ass mom? Are you really out of your damn mind? You gotta be damn crazy. I already see what your family's like, man.
These women is gone. These women are gone, man. They're gone. Ain't no saving these women, man. They're gone. They don't want to be found, man. They've been with the serpent and the ideology of the serpent, man. Is trying to be a god, man, over you. That's their purpose in life, man. To run your ass to the ground, man, and tear you up and tear you down, man. Mentally, physically, sexually, in every way, every single way, man.
That's what the system is teaching them, my brother. And that's what we got to get them to realize and get in place. That's what they're seeing from TV shows, everything, bro. They're teaching them to be this. Like somebody said earlier that the government has it set up now to where you get pregnant, we're going to take care of you, but you can't have the father around. He can't be in the house. Yeah. They set this up, bro.
No. So what it is, man, a lot of these women try and play stupid, right? So here's how it works, right? She doesn't have to file for child support, right? All she has to do is go and get some kind of medical care or something like that. Then they automatically come after the father, and this damn trick will say, "Oh, I didn't know." You see what I'm saying? It's designed that way. It's designed to target men. This is why, man. Wow, man. Wow. If I could just go back in time a little bit, man. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, again, this is just unreal that like this is happening now because I've never spoken about like what I've been through because of embarrassment for my children.
No need to embarrass, brother. You'll be surprised how many men is going through this.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Ken.
And so I'm at the point now to where I'm like, okay, even if I hurt my children or the parents, the mothers of my children, this is for the bigger cause. I want to speak about this so brothers can understand what many women are out there doing. So that's why I'm like comfortable now. Like, okay, I want to talk about this, and I don't want to make it seem like I didn't do anything wrong. It's like that's not what that's not what the deal is. I just want to show what the system is allowing women to do and the power that they have to, like, again, bro, I'm getting my retirement taken from me, and I didn't even make the amount of money that I made after I finished with football.
I'm telling you, I couldn't go out like that. I'm gonna tell you, I just couldn't go out like that, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
I
I
got
couldn't go out like that. I can't let no system make a boy of me, man.
over
I'll choose something else
$200,000,
first, man.
bro.
I'm gonna tell you, man. As a man, no one is gonna manipulate my children. I don't give a damn what a court says or anything. If I know if you put my child in a hectic environment, I'm gonna do what I do. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I do, and there's no way that I'm gonna allow my child to be raised in an environment that I know is unsafe. Because I mean, you've been telling me. You understand what I'm saying? So why would I allow you to have a child of mine around people like that?
Because it's a
Because
bloodline.
you
It's your
already know the
bloodline, Con.
consequences. The child's going to be damaged, man. And this is what's happening to many of these little children. They're being brought up in abusive homes, man. They're being brought up around abuse, and so they want it. It becomes a part of their personality, so then they grow up with these personality disorders. Now, they grow up dysfunctional. Now, you don't know how, the girl don't know how to interact with a man because her mom was off as hell, and her grandma was off as hell, and the boy, he don't even know what sex he is. You see what I'm saying? And they say, oh, well, you wasn't there. Well, I wasn't there because of your mouth and your decision making. You understand what I'm talking about?
Listen.
Because you refused to submit. You was too damn masculine. You wanted to be a man. But now, when the pendulum swings back, all they could talk about is how much they regret it. But the damage is done.
What happened to you?
You've done damage to children. So now they grow up in their life all toxic.
And just real quick, bro, my oldest daughter called my oldest daughter called me 2 days ago, and we were on a level where I thought that, she understood everything about me. She was actually the best person, one of my best children that I've been in a relationship with. And so my goal was for me to one day get all of my children together with me and us be at peace, understand each other, take a picture together. So all of a sudden, my oldest daughter calls me after I hooked up with my youngest daughter, who was about to get married. And now take it, me and my oldest daughter I thought peace. So goes to Texas, she meets my other daughter, and I'm thinking that she's like on my team. We're trying to get my children to understand who I am, and I'm not who their mothers told them I was about, or the media. Like, she was going to tell them like who I really was. But long story short, it was like the opposite. She was harboring these feelings for me, and then she didn't know that she was saying that. Well, my mom told me never to trust. My mom told me you were going to hurt me, and I'm just like, what the hell? Where's all of this coming from? So 2 days ago, my first daughter, who I thought would never, approach me with the thing that she approached me with, and I truly understand because, she's seeing someone else get married. She was 27 years old at the time, or 28 years old. Wasn't in any good relationships. So she called me a couple of days ago, like, I have bad relationships with men because you left me and you did this to me. And I'm like, wow, baby girl. So that's why I'm saying that this conversation is so right on time to let my daughter know, everyone else know that you be careful when you have a parent talking bad about you just really need to be careful about that. But just understand who I things. I'm not big on YouTube, but I'm big on Facebook. And the reason that I got on Facebook 5 years ago, to prove to myself, because I used to think that I couldn't write. And I was like stupid and dumb because I grew up with people calling me that shit and slapping me at the same time of doing something stupid and dumb. And when you do that to a child and the child doesn't understand, it's think that it's stupid and dumb subconsciously. But I've gotten over that.
What those shouts are going to do to you?
So Facebook giving me the opportunity to like express myself. So I said to my baby girl, I said, hey, out of all of this time that we've been speaking to each other and all of the things that I've been writing, if you don't, understand who I am and my apologies for making the mistakes that I've made, then, we're in a bad place. And, I told her goodbye and I hung the phone up. But this is the thing that hurts me. It's like, I am truly like a good person. I love my children. I don't care how I had them. Every time, the word pregnant, I'm having a baby, there was nothing like, damn. There was always like excitement. But again, I wasn't the best father, and I'm not going to get into that. And I understand it. And to have all of this stuff happening now and then to find out that the reason that my children don't want to have a relationship with me is because of what the mom was saying. And I've never abused them. I never hit them. I've never said, none of them can say anything that I've said like was disrespectful to them. Even like, bitch, you make me sick. I've never even spoken like that to any of them. None of that. And I'm sitting
And
here.
you gotta watch your language. They're gonna flag this. I'm gonna leave this video up.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
using a lot of four-letter words here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, my brother. So,
Hey,
that,
Shalom. I got something to say, Aki.
that we need to, like, I want to straighten out and help people understand, and especially women, because a lot of women have the wrong idea of why they want to have a child. They see a cash cow. The majority of them, not all of them, but they see opportunity not to work, to sit back and get their nails and feet done and get money. And that's the sad thing, and that's the thing I'm talking about. So,
Brother, they ain't gotta be a cash cow for her to do that, man. All she gotta do is have that baby, you start that birth certificate, and she send that right to the public, what's it called, food stamps, public housing,
exactly.
child support. That's all she got. She don't need you to have no money. She don't care about that. All she
Word,
had to put that seed in her, man. You
word.
gotta have no damn money. The government take care. That's something I say. The government is the reason why these females now are lethal to you. They're lethal weapons, man. You have to understand that, man. You have to understand. Stop thinking that the box is worth your life, bro. Because it's not, man. But you're not gonna know that until you get that box, and then you see what happens after that in this world, man. This world is corrupted now, man. We're not living in biblical times no more, man. We live in a modern Generation X. Your life gonna be destroyed if you don't choose that right woman, or you're not smart enough to get over her on her before she get over on you, man. Because it's gonna happen eventually, man. It's too easy. Women have inboxes all day long, man. They get inboxed by different dudes all day long, man. They got options out here, man. And that's the problem. Women have options now to where you can't stop it. Back then, in the biblical times, we was able to control their options. You know what I'm saying? They still had them, but it wasn't as it was able to be controlled a little bit. Now we can't. We have no control of their options, man. So they see you as, if I'm done with her, she done with you. She done with you. That's it, bro. And she gonna find somebody else the next day, the next month, moving right in, moving right in with your child, man. In the next room, she getting her cheeks clapped. In the next room, your child sleeping. This is what going on every day, man. And this is what's going to keep happening because this is the world we live in, man. They have these movements, these feminist movements, all these Me Too's, all this, man. You can't, come on, man. It's a bigger beast than you think it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you gotta stop being simps. Number one, you gotta stop simping for these women for that box, man. That itch, you get that scratch, that itch. You want to scratch it. Sometimes you gotta make sure what you scratching is the right one, man. Cause you're gonna scratch that wrong scab, man. It's gonna be there scar forever in your life, bro.
Hey,
And that's a fact.
and I feel that, my brother, and I'm real quick. I do not want to give all women like this. I see women something totally different than what the Bible speaks. I honestly see women as the vessel of how we got here. I don't think that a man was made first from the dirt. I think that the woman was made first. So I don't want to give the impression all women are what they are
What?
programming women to be.
That,
So
shalom. Hey,
Wait,
hey,
bro.
Zaki and Clay.
Don't twist the word up, bro. That's
Hey,
nothing
Clay,
you
hold
have
on,
to
Aki.
do.
I just want to say this, Aki. I think Clean Linen and Tazadoctrine, y'all should have y'all own podcast, Aki. I really enjoy y'all conversations. The way how y'all converse, it make a lot of sense.
I definitely appreciate when y'all brothers talk. But other than that, yeah, shout out to my brother Clayton.
Appreciate you, bro.
Con. Good looking, King.
One love.
Appreciate you, King. I'm just talking real, man. I'm going through it. Everything that y'all talking about, man. I'm going through it right now, man. I'm not talking from the horse. Like I'm saying, it's a horse's mouth, man. This is real talk. Like I mean, listen, man. If a woman not trying to do what I want and my purpose in my life, I don't need her, man. I was born in this world by myself. I'm gonna die by myself. She ain't gonna be there on my deathbed, bro. Why these women not gonna be there when it's your time, man?
So,
They ain't trying to be there.
this is what brothers gotta ask, right? Like, woman comes into your wife, right? You want her supposedly be together. I mean, that's the whole point of a family, right?
Word.
To be together. You don't have a baby if you're rational. Man and woman, you don't have a baby to be separate, because we know those kind of families. They, no matter how you look at it, it scars the child. If if those parents, and no matter what, you know how many times my sons used to tell me, Dad, how come you and mom can't be together? That scars the child, no matter how you look at it, man. That child is gonna grow up scarred. You can't. This is why I don't try to keep their mom out of their life, right? But the relationship is still not good. It's still, because you're not teaching the child. Now, let me show you the psyche of that. The psyche of what you're teaching a child, that it's okay to have a baby and break up. So what is this child likely to do? They go into a marriage, you have some disagreements. What do you think is going to happen? Another broken family. Where do they learn from? See, they don't learn from what we say. They learn from our actions. And then if you say, you shouldn't do that, Lil Ray, you should try and stay married, work it out. Lil Ray gonna say, Dad, you did it. Mom, you did it. You see what I'm saying? You teach by examples. This is why these women should be laying down, because let's face it, folks. 75% of divorces in the United States are filed by women, right?
Bingo, bing bong.
It's beneficial to them. So why in the hell are these women laying down if they're coming in? Because half of these women are coming in, well, if it doesn't work, I'll just get a divorce and I'm going to be with someone else. And then these little girls and boys that end up sexually abused by some damn predator.
The Kardashian.
By some damn predator, right?
Yeah.
And then, well, what's the outcry? Well, the father wasn't around. But why wasn't he around? Let's go back to the root of the problem. Because you refused to play your position, which was to be less masculine and submissive. See, that's how things work. There's an order to this world, man. There's an order. See, a man is stronger for a reason. There's an order to this. And when you go against that order, you get this chaotic society that we have. And the society has mastered turning the men against the women and the women against the men. But it's the women. The problem, I'm going to tell you straight, and women are not going to like this. The problem is you're women, because you know that you're doing wrong. You know what you're doing is wrong, but you're still doing it. Why in the hell would you get pregnant and then on the strip? See, when a woman lays down with a man, that man, according to the Most High, becomes your husband. You understand that? That man becomes your husband. Your damn father no longer has authority over you. Your husband does. Your mom don't have authority over you. Your husband does. If you have not accepted this, you're never going to be in a healthy relationship with a high-value man. You're going to have to settle for some average guy. And the reason he's unwilling, because he's not where he should be in life. Because no man that have any kind of status is going to tolerate that nonsense. You're taking care of your damn family, but you're trying to create a family with me? Are you freaking kidding me? You paying for your damn demented ass mom and your dad issues, but you're trying to bring life into this world? What the hell's wrong with you? See, I'm not saying don't help your mom out. I help my mom out, right? But she's not the source of my life. I'm not going to allow my mom to put me in extensive debt to the point that it's ruining my life. And I'm saying, oh, well, that's family. That's family. But hold on, you trying to make a family with me, a Clean or a Clayton, but you're destroying it before it's even made with your dumb, demented decision making. That's family, huh? So then you marry your family, but you give me our child because your family is sick. And that's what that's the principle that men have to stand on. And I mean, a lot of these women, they know they come from sick families. They seen, and you know what they do? They now how the daughters learn this. They seen their mothers manipulate their fathers. They seen their moms dictate everything in the damn household. And so she takes on the same damn masculine role, and then she bump into a real man like me. She don't know how to damn act. It causes her to lose that damn mind because I'm not going for it. I'm not standing for it, man. And more men need to stand up and be men, man. Stop catering to these women and stop trusting them. It's not what they say, it's what they do. Now, I'm telling you, man, every one of you men that don't listen to this, you're setting yourselves up to be victims. I don't care what kind of damn cry that's going on about how men, I'm telling you, man, men are being highly victimized in this society, and it has to stop. And these women know it. That's why I pray, I fast, and I pray when the Most High bring judgments down, man, on them, man. I pray. That's the Most High is going to strike a lot of these babies down in the womb because that's what he does. Because he know these women are wicked. He causes miscarriage. He will strike them down in the womb because of your wicked actions and behavior.
Talk that talk.
And it's justified. Because a lot of these men, they don't have nothing. Yeah, check this out, Clean. Once a man and a woman lays down, even if she lied, oh yeah, I want to be together as a family. And the baby, when she get pregnant, she start acting different, right? She start acting different because she thinks she gets strong on the man. You know what the man should do? Because you know we can send up prayers, man. They send up curses. The only thing the man has is a prayer. Because once that woman becomes pregnant, the man has no say-so over whether the baby could come into the world or not. That's the wicked system that we're living in. It's up to her whether or not she's going to allow the baby to come into the world or not. And that is a biased system, and it's wrong, wrong, wrong. And America knows this. The judges know it. The lawyers know it. But no one is speaking out against it to change it. And we as men must change it. I'll be willing to die for it, man. Because the way that they're treating men, too many men are committing suicide because of this. Because they can't even feed themselves. My damn cousin lives in a room right now because he can't afford an apartment because of damn child support. He lives in a room, man, in someone else's house. And he gets paid pretty good. But as soon as he get it, it's gone. It garnishes his damn wages.
And
before I'm like that kid, I'll die first, man. On everything I love, man. I'll die first. Because I'm a real man and no one's making a boy out of me, man. No one.
But you know what it goes back to? It goes back to the garden, man. The reason why these women do these things, man, because the serpent lies and said, you will not surely die. That's the thing right there, man. Women, if they see it's a penalty or it's some type of repercussion or it's a consequence that's going to happen immediately when they do it, they want to do it. When they see that, it's okay, I can wait it out. I can wait. Ain't nothing going to happen. That's why they do what they do, man. I'm telling you, right? That's why women do all the sneaky links, cheating on their because they think that they ain't gonna get caught, man. That's the whole purpose of that's what drives women to do what they do. Is not getting caught, no consequence, no accountability. That's the problem, man. And this world does not put accountability onto these women, no matter what they do, man. They can do the same exact crime you do and get less time in this world. That's tell you right there. You can do the same exact thing. She can do the same exact thing you did. She'll get less time than you do, and she'll get out early.
If she got locked up, Clean. If she get locked up.
Yeah, and she get out, and they'll help her get up everything that she lost. Again, news conference, everything. Man, I just seen some things on look it up right now. In St. Louis, this woman tried to set up a man to get his house home invasion, and she wound up getting killed. And they took and you didn't in the comment section, you didn't see no woman say anything evil about her, nothing. Nothing. They didn't say nothing. But if a man did that, man, oh, he's evil. He belongs in jail. Oh, it would have been all. If it was the other way around, it was a woman's house to get a home invasion, and he set her up, man. They would have been dogging that dude. Oh, good for him. Good for him. But nothing about her. These women had nothing to say because they don't want accountability, man. Women can do the same evil that you do, man. Yes, and do it worse. And do it worse and have no type of remorse for it, man. No remorse, man. Come on, how can a woman have remorse that she can go to a court system and put you on child and extort you out your money, your hard-earned money that you do every day, and extort you, man? How can that person have a heart, any type of love in her body, man, for your child? If she wants to do that to you, to your child, man, because now your child ain't gonna respect you. That's the whole point too, man. I want to bring back to, if these women don't respect you, how your child gonna respect you, man? How your bloodline gonna respect you if the woman don't respect you, man? It ain't gonna happen, man. That's why you have to grow. That's why you even gotta grow up. We have to retell them what happened because they don't respect you, man. Because you're absent, man. And she makes it that way. That's why they do it while they're young. They try to groom them while they're young, and then when they get older, they're not gonna have no respect. You gotta re-explain and tell them the reason why. Only men gotta do that. Women don't gotta do that. Women, I'm telling you right now.
Bring a child into the world, the baby's born. You see, the reason that the baby's bonded to the mother because he's always on the baby's. She's always on, or he's always on the mother's breast, right? But you know what I learned? As long as the man, because I done it with my son is really bonded to me, man. Everywhere I go, my son want to go. You know why? Because I hold him close and comfort him. Now you you take that scenario, right? And you take the father out of the equation. It's like Clean said, that the child is not going to know the father. The child's not going to have that same bond for the father. And that is detrimental to the child, you know? And so the child grows up there, where's my daddy? You understand? So he starts to develop, or she starts to develop this paradigm. It's okay to be a single parent because a mom is engendering that into the child's head with her actions. And usually why? Because her wicked behind refused to listen to the father. Because I'm gonna hit you with something, man. It's been statistically proven that children that's raised by single fathers are usually much more successful than those raised by single mothers or even mothers and fathers together. You know why? Because a woman is usually at odds with the man. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. Even a single man is usually even more successful at raising a child than the man and woman. So what is that going to tell us? That the woman is running her damn choppers.
Salakia Tazadoctrine. This person said, stop laying up with women y'all don't want to marry. That's the beginning. Man, that's BS, man. Because I married my baby mother, man. So you don't know what you talking about. I married her when we first had our child, man. And we still ain't together, man. So what are you talking about, bro?
This is a woman's pleaser and a yes man.
That's all this is, man.
Is a woman's pleaser and a yes man. That's all you are. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the room. You're nothing but a damn soy boy and a son. That's all you are. And if you are married, you're nothing but a man but sit in the damn corner and listen to your woman. Now, just from that vibration right there, I know you are that damn woman. You're a damn yes man. And you're the kind of man, when I was in the world, I would take your damn woman and run up in. Because you weak. Because you're a damn weak man.
Well,
talk that talk.
You're a damn weak. That's the kind of man. Yeah, man, don't you know I've been in bed with women that were telling other men that they loved them when I was a worldly Negro? And that's the kind of sucker right there, that woman I was up in. You know what kind of dude you dealing with right here, man? You dealing with a real man, and I can tell a weak man when I see one, and you're one. You're a damn weak man. That's the only reason you would say something like that. Most of these men that is in these scenarios were married to him. And so women filing for the divorce is showing you ain't nothing but a damn dodo. You get your weak behind up off of this channel, man. Man, I hate weak men, man. I hate dudes like that, man. If I saw them in person, I'll smack fire out of them, man. Whole hand crack, man. Real to up, man. Whole hand crack. Real to up. And you can think I'm playing if he wanted, man. If I saw that dude and he said it in person, whole hand stuff, man. Right across his face, leaving imprints and everything. I hate a weak man like that.
Yeah,
man.
that was crazy because it's so many married dudes that marry the mother of their children, and that woman once she stop liking you, she go to the next one and take your children because I don't like you no more. I'm gonna take your children to the next thing I like now. I like him, so let's go. Me and my kids will be packing them up, and I don't care if he married. You know how many people still married to their wife right now, and she with a whole other man? Come on, man.
Come on. Y'all know a dude, man. My man told me him and his wife haven't slept in the same room for 15 years, and they still so-called together because of the children. I said, man, do you know what that's doing to the children?
Well,
and you know she's having sex with someone else, man.
Them kids is gonna be messed up. They seeing all the types of men come up inside their house. They don't know who their father is. That's messed up.
So how the hell does the woman care about the children then if she's exposing their children to that, man? I'm trying to keep telling y'all, man. These women don't care about your child when she leaves you, man. When she leaves you, bro, she's not caring about your child no more because she's not prolonging your bloodline. That's your bloodline, right? That's your legacy that you leaving on this earth, man. And if she doesn't want to be a part of that, that means she don't care about them children, bro. She don't. I don't care what these women say, man.
So my question is, my brothers, how do we get the majority of women to see what's happening and to straighten this out? Even if
they see it, they see it. See, the thing is, here's a problem. The woman is thinking more of herself than of her family. That is the problem. She's thinking of her.
Nailed it.
See, let me hit you with something, man. And can't no woman call me a liar. Check this out, right? A man can meet a woman, right? The man could be an attorney, right? He could be like, let's say, last year, man, I made over 200K, right? So he could be fairly successful like me, right? So he might see a woman working in their Burger King, right? The man's not into her purging me like the woman is. The man will marry down. She's attractive. She has a nice body. The man is thinking, I could bring her up. You know what she's thinking? What can I get from him? What can I get from him? Now you flip that script. If a woman is fairly successful, she's making 100,000, she doesn't marry down. That's very, very unlikely. She wants to marry up. It's called her polygamy, right?
Yep.
She wants someone that's at least equal to her, but usually more. You see? That shows you the nature of the woman. And what does that go back? It goes back to the Garden of Eden. Or should I say the Garden in Eden? The Garden in Eden when she made a covenant with Shaitan. Remember, Adam was made in the image and likeness of the man. You don't believe that, but the proof is in the pudding. But she was made in Adam was made in the image and likeness of the father, but the woman was made in the image and likeness of the man. So she wanted to be like the man. And so what does Satan tell her? You will be like the Most High. Adam was already made in his image and likeness. Adam was made like the Most High. So she wanted to be the man. So in Genesis 3:16, it says, thou desire shall be unto your husband. That means the woman was wanting to be like the man, to have the power of the man. That's why women want equal rights. They don't want just equal rights. They want to overrun the man. You see what I'm saying? They don't want equality.
They want to reverse that curse.
That's a desire to be the man. That's why women now have so much their masculine energy. It's not natural for a woman to argue with a man. Stop me where I'm lying at. Because what's going to happen, King? If two men are arguing in the streets and they're going back and forth, blows are going to start swinging.
Somebody getting popped.
And so when a woman does that, she's putting herself in a lane she shouldn't be. You see what I mean? It's in a man's nature. Men bond by, dominance and physical strength. That's how men bond. So when a woman steps out of a lane and she gets in a man's face, you're in a danger zone right now. Because a man may not be able to control himself. You dig what I'm saying? But she does it and she knows it. You know why? Because she got 3 numbers, 9-11. And she's going to call. But who's going to show up? A damn man.
Devil.
She's hoping a man shows up to save her. And what this nut that's showing up don't realize, the man that you're trying to put away is a man just like you. And once your usefulness has expired, Dodo, they're going to do the same damn thing to you. Because you see what happened to these cops when they make a mistake, they locked him up. Hey, well, it's not on the department, it's on you. So you police need to wake up too, man. I mean, the man could call the cops and he get locked up.
Yep. How does that
Where
work?
they do that at?
Mm-hmm.
The man calls the cops and he get locked up.
Mm-hmm.
That shows you that this system is biased, man. And if we sit around and we remain quiet, obviously it's not being fixed. That's why I have forums like this. And this is why I say every man should read my book, A Spokesman for Men. It shows you how to be a man and stop being a little sissy like this dude that came on here. He you know what I mean? He probably got on a damn lapel that says women's rights. A little soy boy.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? You got dudes that
marrying a
do
woman
that.
gonna keep her. You think
You
marrying a woman
know
gonna
why
keep
they
her
do
around?
that?
Come on, man.
If they're not soy boys, half of the times they do it is because they think they're gonna get some box. You see what I'm saying? They think speaking out for these women, they're gonna get some box. But he doesn't realize it's just the contrary. It turns her off because a woman is not attracted to a yes man. She's attracted to strength and dominance. You understand? And leadership. Not some weak dude like him. He come on and think he can get some points. She agree with him and then put him in the friend zone. You understand what I'm talking about? He's in the friend zone.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And that's because they want to, because they, like you said, they want to rule over. They want to reverse what the Most High commanded them to do once they've made that sin in the garden. Man, he told her that he's gonna rule over you, and your desire is supposed to be towards the man. They want that in reverse. They want you to desire them, and then for them to rule over you, man. That's what's going on right now. I know how many women is ruling over the household, head of the household. That's man, that's blasphemy, man. That's off, man. That's madness, man. No woman should be ever head of no household in this damn earth, man. That's not their role, man. I don't care if that man is a sucker or not, man. If you with that man and you had a baby with that man and y'all together, man, he's ruling over you straight bottom line, man. I don't give a damn how he is, if he wicked or not, man. That's that. I don't care about that, man, because it says in the Bible, even if he's wicked, he's still supposed to rule over you, man. And these women do want to be ruled by wicked men. Look at all the wicked rappers, the wicked celebrities that they see on the street. It's anybody that has some type of fame, clout. That's who they want in their life, man. They don't want no type of man that's in this truth, man. Because the truth cuts them, man. Because they know they wrong. They know their whole mind frame is wrong. The way they move, they know is wrong. But if they have a man that's constantly telling the truth, they run from that. They don't want that, man. This world is it's too easy to do the other thing. It's too easy to do the opposite of the truth, man. That's what they want. So if you're not talking like that around them, they don't want to be around you, man. You can't. I'm telling you, man. You cannot talk the truth about the scriptures, about anything that the Proverbs say around these women, man. They don't want to be around you, man. They don't want that in their life, man.
Hey, I just want to say this and get this off of my chest. I feel like this we call God and source says. I want to say, men, we need to teach our young boys that how special their penis is, and you just don't want to give it to anyone. You make life with that. We're not taught the importance of what we can do and what we're bringing into this. So the brother that said don't lay with a woman you don't want to marry, that shit is deep to me, because they don't teach us the importance about sex and about what you are able to do. I'm talking about bring life. We are co-creators, bruh. I mean, really think about it. We make life. We make humans. So you teach your boys to like, man, sex is a powerful thing. And especially now, dude, I'm 52 years old. And when I was in high school, if you wore shorts to school that wasn't below your knees, my principal sent your ass home. Nowadays, you got women walking to school with G-strings, these tight ass. Who thinking about schoolwork? Everything is about sex. And they're not teaching us the importance of what's going to happen if you have sex with this person right here. You're going to bring life. onto this earth. And we don't think about that. People get in front of somebody that's going to marry them and lie before God. Oh, I swear before God, I'm going to do this, and we're never going to. We're not thinking. So that's the shit that we need to put the focus on. Think about your penis, the power in it, what you have the ability to create. And then when you create it, that's what your responsibility is on now. I don't care if you hate her, you don't like her, you just brought life onto this earth, and you need to nurture it. You need to teach it balance. You need to teach it that it has love and hate in it. And what's going to determine what's going to show more is what you put it through. That's what we need to put this focus on, but they got this shit all messed up.
Check this out, Ken. I heard what you said. I dig what you said. But here's the real problem. When a man was with a woman and he gonna get with another woman that's better than her, that woman uses that child as a weapon, and she prevents the father from having a half normal relationship with the child, right? She would try to prevent the child from being in the father's life as a form of punishment to the man for not being with her, right? And this happens all of the time, man. Trust me, it happens too often than not, right? So she'll move. Now, listen, man, I've talked to a lot of brothers. Some women move far away in different states, right? So now, how can the father have a relationship with the baby? This needs to be an everyday relationship for this to be a healthy child. Because I'm telling you, man, children from broken families, it's damaging. It's detrimental to their personal development. It's just not healthy. There's no one's going to convince me. I don't care what kind of psychiatrist, psychologist you talk to. You're not going to convince me that that child is going to be healthy like a child from a two-parent home with the biological parents. A step parent cannot suffice for the biological parent. You know, there's been children that grew up, they didn't know their fathers, right? The mom kept the father from them most of their life. That child eventually says, where's my father? I want to see my father. Mom says, well, his father, no. I want to see my father. Where is he? I like to talk to him. You see what I'm saying? At some point, that always happened. When I mean, like, let me use Kanye West as a catalyst, right? Kanye West, you know, he loved his mom, right? He's always talking about his mom, but now recently he's been coming out saying that, damn, you know, there was a lot of stuff my mom didn't tell me, how my father wanted to see me, and that she broke my relationship up with my best friend because she wanted to live somewhere else, and she moved me away from my father. Why didn't my mom tell me this? So my mom ruined my relationship with my father. You understand?
Yeah.
And the system knows that this goes on. And you know what's sickening? That these women think that that's okay. See, they think men don't feel pain that they feel when the child is not in the man's life. They think the man, because the man doesn't express his pain the same way. You see what I'm saying? This is why we die so much earlier than women. Because all the stress, because men are taught just endure it. Just suffer. She cries, she let it out. She has all these support groups. We're a support group for men. This is why I came out with a spokesman for men. See, no one cares. He's a man, he's supposed to be able to take it. See, that's the court system. This court system is broken. And the women, most women in this world are broken. Any man that don't realize that, you're in for a long, unpleasant ride, brother. Long, unpleasant ride. She has to be fixed. She needs counseling. Why? How do I know? Because she was raised by her mother, who was raised by her grandmother. It goes back, man, at least 3 generations. That's when it started.
I feel you.
And the cycle continues. And talking, like right now, look how you only got 30-some people in this call. This call should be flooded. But look who's mostly here. Men. You know why? Women don't want to hear it. It's because they spit it. They can't say nothing that we're saying is wrong, but they won't respond. The clearest thing that Delette said, oh, it's nice to hear another men's point of view. She didn't say you guys are speaking the truth. You see how that works? It's nice to hear men's point of view. No, it's nice to hear the damn truth. It's not men's point of view. It's the truth. Otherwise, point out the discrepancies. You see how that works?
Hey, Tazadoc, what was that script earlier you said, as the mother, so is the daughter? What scripture is that?
Ezekiel 16:44.
Damn, thank
16 and
44.
16 and 44. Okay, thank you. And that's funny because the mother to my kids, her mom, she was with the husband that she was with, left him with another dude, left him with another dude.
See that?
Same thing with her mom before her. Died single. Well, they didn't have a husband, nothing. Single home, single mother home. Three. Now she's on the daughter, the woman that I was with. Now she's with this dude she's with now, got a baby with him, and now she's attempting to do take the kids, my two kids.
D.
Same thing. Same spirit. Same spirit. And I'm familiar, man. Mom uses her daughter as a cash cow. Don't want the daughter to break away from the nest. Women that has borderline personality disorder, right? They will use their children as, because they have a fear of abandonment, right? So the worst thing you could do to someone that's a borderline is to abandon them, right? So mothers that have borderline personality disorder, they turn their children into codependents. They make their children believe, if you leave me, I'm not going to function. My life is going to be messed up. Why are you leaving me? You see, the mother has already ruined her own life. Now she's ruining her daughter's life. And so the daughter, feeling guilty, feels that she's obliged to take care of her mom because her mom is saying, I took care of you. But the children never asked to be here. You see how that works? The children never asked to be born. It was your responsibility to take care of that kid. But it's also your responsibility to let that child leave the nest once they become the legal age of majority. But because you're so damn sick and demented, you can't do that. So you prey on your child's emotion and make your child feel responsibility for taking care of your sorry behind. This happens too much, man. It happens too much. And I'm very familiar with that situation. And so what does she do? What does the daughter do? She follows that same paradigm. Ezekiel 16:44. As the mother, so is a daughter. So how can we know something we haven't been exposed to, right? How can we know? See, we could only give people what we have in us. So if I was only reared in a toxic family, that's all I have to offer in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So if my mom is toxic, that's what I'm going to emulate. That's what comes out, whether I want to or not. So the only thing that could change it is I have to be taught to be changed. I have to be taught, hey, I got to alter this, or all of my relationships are going to be destroyed. Just like your mom. Your mom ended up in a divorce, so it's normal to you to be a divorce. Well, my mom did it. She turned out okay, but look at the children. The mom's abusive. The mom does things that no mother should do with a son. It goes on, man, in the society. And if you normalize that, then you're sick. For you to remain in something like that, you can't help but to be sick. That's sickening, man. To not do something about it, to not report it, means you're sick and you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty.
I feel.
Go ahead, Yasha Allah.
Like that name.
Yasha Allah, apparently your mic's not working again, man.
Yo, shalom, shalom. Elder, can you hear me?
Come on. Yeah. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah,
I
man.
hear
I just
you.
wanted to come in and say my piece, man. I tried to come in the other day and I was getting a bad connection, but everything is spot on what y'all brothers is talking about, man. These women is unruly as hell, brother. They out of order and they will receive judgment from the Most High. So I'll say
Calm
my
down.
piece, man. I've been with this shorty for about 2 or 3 years, man. It's not the same girl before. I know we talked about before, but it's a whole different lady. And
Right.
I come in the house, brother, from a hard day's of work or whatever, and I tell her, you know what I'm saying, you know, get in there and wash the dishes. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the house dirty when I come to the crib or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? She deliberately leaves the dirty dishes in the sink. So we get in an argument about this. And I tell her, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, you know what? You want to be unruly, you know what I'm saying? You know what you could do. So she ended up leaving. And she thought I was gonna be hurt that she was leaving. So I helped her pack her stuff. I helped her pack her shit, man. I'm not gonna play no games, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to play those games with me? The Most High send me somebody near and dear. And I've been working. I've been on my situation, focusing on my walk with the Most High. You know, praying and fasting. This woman she been calling me. She been texting my phone. She been blowing me up, causing drama. I ain't even been thinking about this woman. She got that narcissistic behavior. So, you know what I'm saying? Everything is spot on what y'all brothers is talking about. And I hope she catches this broadcast to cut her ass right where she belong. You know, if me and the brothers meant to hurt anybody's feelings out there who's listening, we meant to. It is what it is.
Come.
Glad you see what you see in her now, brother. Because it sounds like you definitely there's and I can like hear that in your voice. But I'm glad you see what you see and let it go if she's not going to be compliant to what you see a female should be according to most. So I'm glad you see it, but I also still hear that there's something about her that you miss. But I'm
I mean,
glad
it's
I
natural.
mean,
Let's keep it real, King. If anybody's been with someone for 3 years, there's gonna be some natural type of bond, right?
Word.
That's just natural, man. We
Word.
can't pretend that doesn't exist, but
right.
at least the king is strong enough to step away from that. He see that's not healthy. And the good thing is he don't have no children by it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Big up.
I was with that woman we were together for about 7 years.
Yeah, you see that?
7 years, man. And then in a month, she was already with some other guy. In a
Look at
month,
that.
1 month.
Look at that. And I talk about all of this stuff in my book, man. You have the book, brother.
Hang on,
Man, I talk about it. Yeah, I talk about it. Can't trust it, man. Can't trust it.
well, maybe I do
Traps.
have that book.
Traps, man.
I thought I bought that book. I don't think I bought that
Oh,
book.
you don't have it?
No,
Oh,
no,
man,
I
I
don't
thought
have it.
you
I
had
had,
it, man.
yeah, I
If
need to
you
get
had
it.
it, things would have turned out a little differently with the whole joint right there.
Yeah,
The way
yeah.
that
Oh
turned
man,
out, man.
I need to get it. I have the real Hebrew Israelites versus Edom and Khazaria,
All right.
and
It
then
was
I
this
have,
book, man.
yeah, and then I do have, yeah. No, I don't have that one. I need to order it. That's yeah, for sure. That's coming.
That's what's up.
And I also had one other question. What do you have a good book that I've
This
heard?
joint, man. That, you have
Oh,
that?
no, I don't. Nope.
Yeah, spokesman for men, man.
Okay. And
Got that.
then I wanted to ask you, Tazadoc, do you know, is there a good piece of literature? Can you point me to some scripture about fasting, a good book about fasting or something along those lines? Because I know that's something I've never done in my life, honestly, where I knew I put my heart and soul into it. Where like I'm doing this and this is, like yeah, I just need some direction.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, I have a book, Dr. Sadie's, about fasting, man. Where's that book? I don't know, man.
I mean, I'll be like I said, I see your I see your channel, you know, I pop in and pop out, you know, and I need to just stick with it, man. A light in darkness, you know what I'm it's
Truth, nothing but the truth over here, man.
yeah, and I see, dude, man, there's not many
No,
people out
nothing
there that
biased or
speak.
nothing, man.
Preach it.
Right.
And
Yeah, and that's what
this is not against women. It's just about telling the truth, man. How it really is, man. That's all
yeah.
it's so bad. How
Yeah,
it
and
really is.
I followed you, man, and then, like I got some books, you know, I got the Law 101, you mentioned that about, you know, I got some other books you said, Brian Blum's Contract, 6th edition.
Oh
I
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
that, you know. I've been following you for a little while, man, but like I said, I've been living in that lukewarm world, and I can't do it no more. Not with what I'm going, not this very moment. Like I can, you know, and it's been a slow, hard transition, man. But no, you know, this is the cross that I must carry. So here I am carrying it.
And it's
Thank you all,
almost
man. You
1
guys are great. I
a.m., man.
appreciate
We've been on
the
here for over
conversation
3 hours, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My brother, bless him.
David. Now,
Yeah.
calm
Yeah,
down.
it's
Calm
been a
down.
good talk. It's been very helpful.
Yeah.
Everything tonight, everybody that was speaking, everything that we spoke on, you know. And it's funny that there isn't any women on the call, which is it's not
I'm not
funny, but it's
startled,
like,
man. I'm not
you know, it'd be
startled at
good.
all.
Yeah,
No feedback from them, man. You know what I mean? No feedback. I mean, you know, I kind of anticipated that though, man.
gotcha. Yeah,
Truth
yeah, 'cause
hurts, man.
Yeah, they're really not trying to help us. I can't believe that.
nah,
So,
yeah,
and this
yeah,
is why I'm saying men has to do it, right? Men has to do it. I mean, it's kind of like an evil tyrant ruling, right? Like the people in charge, like the banksters, right? Do you think they're gonna say, you know what? Come on, let us share this wealth with the poor? That just don't happen, man.
nah,
It requires a revolution.
yeah,
See, we need a revolution of our minds,
Mm.
complete constructive change.
yep. And that's, man, you helped me, you know, over the years, man. Just listening to you and everything, and it's just immensely, like more than I could. Yeah, there's no words that can ever. I don't even, you know, no donation, no amount of money that could ever. You know, you're just, yeah, man. It's like I appreciate everything, and
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm a, you know, where I'm at too. It's like I feel there's no struggle that I can't overcome. You know,
Mm.
and that's how I've always felt, man. I've lived a I've lived a good, not the best life, but I've lived a good life. You know, I have no regrets, and I just, you know, this is my journey, and I'm taking it head on, face on, you know, right on.
Word.
We got all men on here, man, except for a couple.
Word.
Wow.
Brother,
All
I
right, brothers. Benaya, you got anything, brother? Before we close this down, man, we've been going over 3 hours, man.
Just
wow.
remind me of the old live streams. Used to be on
Seems
here
like
for
10 minutes.
it always goes by fast.
Mhm.
Always goes by fast. It's good to hear brothers speak out and be able to express and tell their experiences so other brothers can really absorb it and listen and take heed. You don't want to go through what a lot of these brothers have gone through, so take heed and listen. But we already knew that woman wasn't going to be on these calls. You tell anybody they're doing wrong to their face, they're not going to want to hear it, so it's all good. Play
Brother,
it back. Play it back loud in the background for them. Be all right.
Well, I just want to say something, Tazadoctrine, before you
Okay,
get
kid.
off, man.
Okay, man.
What you brothers need to stop doing, like everybody, man, is letting these women that have children already, and you start messing with her, you giving her the validation that she wants every time. That's the reason why this keeps on, because she know that if I leave this man, I can go with this man, and he gonna accept me for all the kids I got.
It's gonna
Problem
hurt.
with all you men, man.
It's gonna
Like
hurt.
keep on
Right.
validating these women, man. No matter what she brings to the table, a whole busload of kids, man. 1, 2, 3. You don't know what's going. You don't even know the reason why that man is not even together no more, man. You believe in what she said because you're not interviewing the dude. You ain't going. You ain't
Right,
going to go ask
right,
him why he left
right.
her. You believe in what that woman said, man. And that's the reason why the cycle continues, man. Because we can't only just blame all the women. It's men too that keep on allowing these women to, you keep on saving her. Captain Save a hoe, man. that keep on doing that every day, man.
David.
That keep on saving these hoes, man. And that's the
David
reason why.
for real.
Real talk.
Yeah, that's why she got. That's why she got your baby, his baby, and the next man baby after she leave your ass. Cause she ain't gonna do the same thing to you too. You ain't, man. Listen, every woman in her mind, she wants a man for this, a man for that, a man for this, a man for that, man. And if she can have them all, she'll do it, man. You ain't special, bro. Don't ever think you special, man. You ain't never special, man. Look at all the millionaires that's losing their wives right now, man. All of them, man. They got millions of dollars and they still losing their wife, man.
And the court system, man, they should be arrested, man, for real. These robes, man, and briefcase, they should put them up, man.
The most high gonna judge all them court people, man. Every woman that goes to that court system and they rule into the woman's favor, they gonna be judged, man, with a horrible pain, man. It's gonna come to their life, man. I'm telling you, because no woman should ever win the children unless that father is incapable of taking care of his children, man. I'm talking about locked up. As long as that man is able to be free and make a way for himself, he can take care of his kids, man. He got his 2 legs and 2 arms. He can take care of his kids, man. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, he's because they listen. The woman has to be a crackhead, literally, a crackhead for her not to get her kids in court, man. That's the only time she never get her kids, man. She gotta be a crackhead, She had to come to court high off crack for them to not to get her kids to her, man. They don't see that, man. She getting the kids, man. I'm telling you right now, man. I went through it, man, for 5 years, man. 5 years. My baby mother took my children to Ohio, man. While we in court. Court, she couldn't leave jurisdiction. She still was able to do that, man.
Damn.
The kids, man. Never came to my house, never inspected my house, never see how I was living, never looked at my bank account, never did none of that stuff, man. Gave her the kids off of, oh, he treats me horribly. I'm telling you, man. They care. They told me they don't care about the feelings. They care about that woman's feelings, though, man. They don't care about yours.
For that, man. I cannot wait until they get judgment for that, man. Both sides, the women and the court system.
Hey, brothers, I just want to say that I really love this conversation. It's helped me a lot. And the one thing I really like about this conversation is just the respect that we allow to each other just to speak our minds. This has been one of the coolest, live shows that I've heard where there wasn't, like arguing, people like really like interrupting each other. This was deep, and I appreciate that. I respect that, and I want to thank you. You are going to make you've helped me sleep peacefully tonight to get this off of my chest. And again, I'm still shocked that this is happening because of the conversation I just had with my daughter.
This is what I did
2 days ago. So I appreciate this. Love you guys, bro.
Praise be the Most High, man.
Praise, man. Praise, man. And judgment on these wicked ass women, man. And may judgment come on these wicked ass women that we had to deal with in this toxic place. Because these women is toxic, man. All these damn American women are toxic, man.
Man, I got the girl I'm with. Yeah. The girl I'm with right now is American.
Toxic, and
man. I told her today, and I was like, I can't teach you how to be a wife. You have to learn that on your own. Because her mom never taught her how to cook, nothing. It's like, man, and she had told me she wants to have kids with me. She don't have no kids. And she said she wants to have kids with me, but yet she don't really know how to cook. She cleans and stuff like that, but she's 21 now, but she's still learning things that I feel like, and I'm at odds, but she's a good person and she's trying, so I can't take anything away from that. She is trying. But man, then when
these jobs are shutting down now, these jobs.
Can't say well.
Yeah, that's after listening to this, man. That's why it's like,
that's what women.
You just need to get a cookbook.
Damn self with anything.
Okay.
Hey, man. A cookbook and watch some YouTube videos.
Bro, I got cookbooks up. I got a lot of cookbooks. I used to cook in restaurants all the time. Like I got a pile of cookbooks. That's what I told her too.
You better cook yourself. Cook for you. Don't cook for her. Let her go outside get some. Man.
Right.
Oh, okay. Man. I see.
Man,
I want her damn thing, man. That
would be one of my prerequisites on being with that woman. Listen, man. A woman's primary responsibility is told to us in Titus. Is to be keepers of home first. That is her responsibility. I'm not saying she's supposed to be barefooted, but she's supposed to be in that home. She's supposed to be a healthy cook. Know what foods a man and children is supposed to eat to keep that family healthy. You understand what I'm talking about? A woman should know these things, man. If she don't know that, I'll squash that from the beginning. That's me. You can't cook. Why I need you? Because I'm already self-sufficient in the financial area. You see what I'm saying? So what are you bringing to me? You want my seat? You want my baby? What are you giving me? You understand what I'm talking about?
Useless.
What are you giving me? Are you gonna take my baby and run off? Nah, man. Nah.
Listen. You know what's a red flag to me? When a woman can talk as much, she could talk more than she can cook. If she could run her damn mouth more than she can cook a damn meal for me, that's a red flag for me. This lady Tazadoctrine shirt, it's a red flag for me, man.
Dang.
She gotta get it packing, man.
Yeah, she don't talk much, and she has learned since we've been probably 2 years now. She's cooks now. She's getting better. She's and like I said,
You're a little older than her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You caught her at a good age. You caught her at 21.
So that's
you
good.
You could kind of groom her. You see what I'm saying?
And she's a good. And I tell her this. I say, hey man, I'm living my life according to the good book, but I can't tell you to read it. You got to have that spirit in yourself.
That's what more men need to do, man. They need to get women in that age range. Because I'm hit you something. If a man is where man could be in his 50s, 60s, man. It's not wrong with him having a 25-year-old if her mind's not demented already. You see what I'm saying? Because that keeps him youthful. It's not the same with a woman. Her biological clock wears out. When she hits 35, she's automatically considered to be a high-risk pregnancy. You understand? She's a high-risk pregnancy. So, but with a man, it's not that way. That should tell you something.
She's stuck in her ways.
So you got to get a younger woman that hasn't been, tarnished by the society, and you try, hey, well, this is what I need you to do. Can you do it? Are you willing to do this? There you go.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I told her today. Actually, today I said, hey, you got to do you. Yeah, man. It's like there's certain things that we have to do, that we have to fall in line, and this is what I want to submit. I the submissive wife. I want. But you have to figure out what that is. I can't. I can try to tell you, but
King. I just want to say this, man. Yeah. A woman can't try to be submissive. She's either submissive or she's not, man.
Oh,
there's no trying, man.
Okay.
There's no trying in that, man.
Yeah, most of them
she's either or she's not. So if she's showing little attributes of being submissive, then you might have a chance. You know what I'm saying? But if she's always talking back and always going against what you're saying in Europe, and she making it seem like you're the problem, man, then you have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because most likely you ain't the problem, man. Because these women think they know it all, man. I'm telling you what, they think they know it all before they think they smarter than you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, and that's why, I want to make sure, man, because I don't want to have kids. Like Tazadoctrine was saying, I don't want to have any kids that if I'm not, if you're not committed.
Right. Why you need kids? You're not with the woman.
No. It's not that I don't want any more kids. It's not that I don't want any more kids. It's just.
I'm saying if you're not with the woman, right? Let's say if you have kids and you end up, that's not healthy, man. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for you. It's not good for anyone. And no matter what that woman says, eventually she's going to try and use those kids as a weapon, as a financial, because you don't know if she's going to fall on hard times. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So initially she might have a mindset, I don't want anything from you. Mm-hmm. But as soon as she fall on hard times, I need you to get money. Mm-hmm. That's how it is, kid. Okay. I'm telling you how it goes down.
See what you're saying.
Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Where you know what she's supposed to be? She's supposed to be with the father of that damn baby. That's where she's supposed to be, according to the Most High. And if she doesn't, the Most High is cursing her ass. Because the scriptures say, if a woman's not with the father, then she go back to her father's house. You know where the chick go, according to the Bible? With the man. Mm-hmm. Whole property, according to the Bible, goes to the man because a woman is the man's property. And everything that she owns. The only thing, during biblical times, the only thing a woman would leave with was a clothes on her back. That's it. And when you look at the common law, it's still that way. If you look at Blackstone's commentaries, A woman didn't have no standing in court, right? Her husband had to speak for her. You know why? Because she's a help me. That's scripture. No one want to talk about that.
Con.
They say,
What did Mashiach
that's why they
say?
want to get rid of the Bible.
Yep, because Mashiach said that. Mashiach said, where's your master? When the woman came to him, he said, where's your master at? That's how they used to talk to these women back then in the biblical times. Where's your master? They don't even directly talk to them, man. Women wasn't even directly talked to by men, man. They had to be talked to. They had to have somebody speak for them because women always go, mostly going to time when they're going to go off, man. They're going to go
And
off
she
the deep
wasn't
end.
married. Her father was a decision maker.
Yes, calm.
He was the authority. You know who changed the system? This damn freaked out nature damn Edomite. That's who changed the damn system, man. They changed the system, man, for these women. Because you know why? His woman rose up against him. Well, women's lit. Then Eve got on deck. And then turned Eve out. Now she out here looking on other sisters.
I mean, Eve's the spokeswoman, man, for this movement. They the spokesman for every time Esau want to put something on Jake, they always get that so-called black woman in the front center, man. She's always front and center.
Listen to God.
With the damn narrative, man.
You're right, too. Listen to the Quran.
David's lit again, man.
Mm-hmm. Listen to the Quran.
You hear Clint? Lit again, man.
Look, I'm going to listen to the Quran. I don't care if I'm lit. I don't care if I'm sober. I don't care if I'm born. Listen to the Quran. Now,
man, yeah, where I'm at, it's 1 a.m. here. It's a good time. It's a good time. I feel alive, man. You guys, I feel like run down the street and just going for a jog, light run.
Yeah,
but it's cold.
Overhead too, man.
Yeah, I'm about to head out too, man.
I'm about to shut this down, man. We appreciate everyone for listening, man. Run it back. Share it, man. People need to hear it. There's nothing but truth in this video.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys, man. I appreciated everything we talked about, the whole bit. It was good. Good conversation.
I love God.
Yeah.
Very much needed.
The things that he's saying is true.
And be safe, Clayton. I see you just fell out, Clayton. Be safe, brother. Stay strong.
And now here's what's going to happen to you, young people, because it happened to us. This woman is going to just do something out of the blue sky. She ain't
all right, man. Come say shalom, man. Everybody be safe, man.
Shalom,
shalom.
Christ bless, man. Everybody be safe.